Am I the a-hole for telling my depressed brother he only has himself to blame for our parents not wanting to talk to him?
Ouch.
My male 34 younger brother, Matt, male 31, was engaged to this woman, Emma, female 30, for the past year. Everyone in our family, my sister, parents, and myself, thought they were a perfect match. Emma was very polite, well-educated, had a great family, whom we had met a few times, and was head over heels for Matt. Fast forward to 3 months ago, and Emma finds out that Matt cheated on her with another woman, Cindy, female 25.
Ooh.
Damn, 10 years, almost 10 years younger.
Oh, yoinks. Good point.
Needless to say, the marriage has been called off and everyone has been beyond angry with Matt. Matt fumbled the bag.
He really did.
Our parents haven't spoken to Matt since the fallout of what's happened, and even I have only spoken to him twice, each call lasting less than 5 minutes. Our sister has also not spoken with him either. This morning, I received a call from Matt saying that he wanted to reconcile with the family. He mentioned how upset and depressed he's been since making the worst mistake of his life and how much he regrets his actions. I was listening up until this point, but I got annoyed when he started mentioning how also Cindy wants to meet our parents and the rest of us. So he's still with Cindy. He told me that he left our parents' voicemail a few days ago, but they haven't responded, and that he feels isolated from our family. I point blank told him that he only had himself to blame for this and that he clearly didn't think what he did was a mistake since he was still with Cindy. He said he just wanted us to give them a chance, but I told him I had to go to work and I left the call while he was finishing a sentence as I was very frustrated with him. Am I the a-hole? And there is an update 5 hours later, some relevant comments, and another juicy, thick update. But yeah, John, is OP the a-hole?
I think it's a really important thing to consider that a TLDR could be a great thing in helping determine whether or not one may or may not be an a-hole. What do you think about that? What are your thoughts?
I can definitely help, dude. Switching and listening is so hard.
Dude, it's so for me it's the scrolling, because like I'll scroll and then I'll lose where I was in the story, and then I'm like, oh, I got to get back, and then by the time, yeah, it's the whole thing.
I have no idea how Riley does it.
Dude, Riley
or Sophia. Sophia has the same brain as me. I don't know how it works.
Dude, this is challenging.
She crushes it.
Doing a Zoom, I'm like, I want to Zoom, but I will destroy everything.
Talk to quick TLDR. So
3 days later.
Honestly, I feel like while you should continue to hold them accountable, like don't let them get away with like, oh no, it's okay, whatever, like hold them like ferociously accountable. But I don't know if you excommunicate them. If anything, I feel like I would encourage them to do that more.
Include him more?
Sorry, that would, like, if he's now like excommunicated from his family, maybe he doesn't like have anyone to hold him accountable to not do it again.
Yeah. I actually think OP is being the a-hole.
I agree. Sorry. Yes. I agree. I don't know. I'm sure there's some cheating circumstances, and I'm sure we've read some, but I think that in this case, yeah, the OP is the a-hole.
So, and I just think we made actually a rule yesterday where nice. If Sophia was to steal one of my partners, I would not talk to her for every month I was in a relationship with that person. Right. And then times 3 if she was still in a relationship with that person. So if it was like a one night stand or something, that I wouldn't talk to her for a month of her. Yeah. So, right. But I would still, I would give it space, but I would still have a relationship with my sister, even if she cheated on her partner.
Yeah. I feel like it's like that kind of doesn't involve you as much, even though you should still hold them accountable. Yeah. I think it's just,
but in this scenario, it doesn't involve them at all. Like, so I don't know. It's not like OP's brother stole the girlfriend.
I agree. I'm not the a-hole. 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 I agree. I'm trying to look at the camera. Who is that? Dominic, I'm trying, but there's Sam's face here. There's the camera. The problem when I'm looking at the camera, I press the buttons. I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea what's happening over here. So like, yeah, anyways.
You're doing great.
I'm trying. Anyways.
You're doing great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think the a-hole, but I think a lot of people in the chat are saying not the a-hole. Was Cindy someone's partner, like a family member or friends? No, it's just like he cheated on his partner. So they have like Cindy is just a random person. Are there kids involved? No. No. Yeah. Matt was engaged to this woman for the past year. So they were engaged for a year. And then he cheated. So they not that it excuses him, but they weren't even married. So they weren't married, didn't have kids. Cindy is not the partner of anyone in the family.
Sam's golden rule: you can cheat as long as you're not married. Wait, how do I zoom? I must, yeah.
But yeah, no, there's no children. I think it's a little bit harsh. I think it's too harsh.
It's yeah. I, if anything, I would stay. I would continue the line of communication to continue to hold them accountable.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. It's like,
right?
Because the more you isolate and excommunicate someone, the more they're going to feel that they have like no choice but maybe to continue behavior. Like they need like good role models.
It pressures them.
Yeah, it pressures them.
Like they know that they'll get called out again if they do that.
Exactly. And if they don't have anyone looking over them, then they might just do it again. Would you cut your sister out if she cheated on her partner?
No, yeah. I don't think so.
I wouldn't cut my sister out. I would be like, naughty, don't do that.
Yeah, like why are you doing that?
Why would you do that?
Yeah, if anything, I would like try to like connect with her more to
figure out like what the heck's like, why are you doing that? What's going on? Yeah. I feel like that it basically, you have a chance to maybe influence them in a good way. If you stay around longer, which is kind of what you've been saying. But there is more to this story. Update. So for more context, for everyone suggesting that Matt found his true love in Cindy, that's questionable from my perspective. He still claims his current relationship with her is a mistake. Ouch. And I'm fairly certain he has said as much to her in the past. Wow.
To his ex-partner?
No, to Cindy, the person he's currently in a relationship with.
Oh.
He's saying it's a mistake. That's crazy.
Then why are you... Yeah, okay.
Because of spite, I don't know, to make it feel like he did the right thing or like he didn't do it for nothing.
Guy sucks.
So, update 2, 5 hours later. After reading some of the comments and doing some self-reflection, I've decided to reach out to my brother. I have decided it's true. He's done something terrible, and there is simply no other way of seeing it. However, despite the disappointment, I still do feel that I have a responsibility towards him at this low point in his life. I agree. If Sophia cheated on her partner, I would be there for her. Right, Sophia?
Sophia's here.
Sophia's here.
Changing our ice packs.
Yeah.
Like a great sister.
Right, Sophia?
She agrees.
She agrees.
Hooray!
She agrees. Especially considering that my parents and sister probably won't be reaching out to him. I called him. The call lasted about 20 minutes. That's 4 times longer than the last calls. The last calls only lasted 5 minutes. So improvement. So I offered to meet him in person, which did seem to cheer him quite a bit up. I, however, made it abundantly clear to him that I have no interest in meeting Cindy. At this point, he said something that confirmed my suspicions on what he thinks of Cindy, but was still pretty surprising to hear him say. He told me that he's open to the idea of dumping Cindy if it helps build back his relationship with our parents and sister. When I asked him if he was sure about that, he said that she was small time and that she knew the risks of getting into a relationship with him, so her feelings would be on her.
Why did he
It's such a weird way of phrasing it. Like, she knew like getting involved with a married man was going to come at a cost.
But like you're the one that's cheating.
Yeah.
And presumably you knew how your family would feel about it.
Yeah, I really don't like that response.
Same.
She was small time and that she knew the risk. That feels what is that? That's like
He doesn't
unempathetic.
care.
He doesn't care about her.
He literally I feel like he's just doing things.
Yeah, I'm really confused. That would be a red flag to me. It feels like he still hasn't learned his lesson. It's like you know what that is?
What?
It's him not taking responsibility for his actions. It's like, yeah, she knew what she was getting into.
Right. Yeah.
And like, yeah, I don't know. It feels kind of whack. This whole situation sucks, and I don't even know what to feel about it anymore. So, some relevant comments. How is Emma doing? And as a reminder, Emma was the perfect person that he was engaged to before he decided to cheat. Deadly Cat 667. He's condescending. Yeah, I think that's what it is. He's condescending.
That too.
Yeah, and Cherish High Vibe says, "Wow, he's a giant ale." Period. For sure. I mean, he cheated on his perfect soon-to-be wife. So, getting back into relevant comments, how is Emma doing? I can only hope she's doing better now. We have unfortunately kind of lost contact with her since then. It was very hard for her given how much she loved Matt. Another comment. What's the point of meeting Cindy when he may just as soon cheat on her? And what does it say about her character? My mom actually mentioned this in the past. She doesn't want to get to know a new girl and for us to develop a relationship with her only for it to end the same way. Oh,
because she'll go and they'll cheat on each other maybe.
So yeah, the
relationship
exactly. The mom's like, I don't need to look at this random relationship because I feel like they're gonna break up in a second anyway.
Which I don't agree with cutting off the son. I agree with that for not wanting to meet Cindy, the affair partner.
Yes, exactly. So like, I don't need to like build a relationship with this random person. Ask him how Cindy feels about being called the worst mistake of his life.
Facts, dude.
Oh, he responds. Sadly, I'm fairly certain he said this to her around the time they got together.
Oh my God.
During one of his early calls post the cheating, he mentioned how he had an argument with Cindy about Emma. He hinted to me that he may have said something like this to her. But maybe it was like, "You're my dirty little mistake," you know?
Oh, maybe.
John's like, ew. Gross. Then OP is voted not the a-hole, but people have varying opinions on going no contact. I don't think going no contact, at least at this point.
I think OP is the a-hole for going no contact. Personally.
I also think OP is the a-hole for going no contact. But
Facts.
There is another update.
Woo!
2 days later.
Let's do it.
So it's been an exhausting few days, but enough has happened since my last post to warrant an update. So I ended up meeting with my brother to discuss what's going on. We live in the same city, so arranging a time and a place wasn't too difficult. After some small talk and a bit of catching up, we got straight into talking about what's been on his mind. He reiterated how he made a major mistake and wants our parents' and sisters' acceptance. He also said that it's way too late for him to try reaching out to Emma, and even if he did, she would never accept. Good on you, Emma. You deserve respect. While he admitted responsibility, he also blamed Cindy and pointed out that meeting our parents was mainly her idea. He mentioned how he didn't consider their relationship too serious, despite what Cindy thought, and was annoyed that she kept pushing him to make things more official. Yikes.
I retract my previous statement. Cut this guy off. This guy sucks.
He sucks. He sucks so much.
He's literally the worst.
Yeah. He said that he had turned down requests from her for him to meet her family and friends, and that so far she's only met a handful of his friends. After saying all of this, he told me that none of it mattered anyway, since he broke up with her since I last spoke with him. He said that he wants a fresh start and thinks Cindy will stifle that. So basically he's cutting her off so he can have a relationship with his family again.
Yes. You should have cut off your relationship with Cindy a while ago. And yeah, he still sucks.
He still sucks,
but
does he deserve, do you think that deserves a relationship with the sister and parents?
Yeah, I think, he sucks so, like, I literally hate him. Like,
but
if I was
family.
If that was my sibling, I would be like, you are so stupid and like don't care about other people's emotions. It is infuriating. But I would probably still have a relationship to a degree to be able to say and communicate that.
Yeah, to say how stupid you are.
Yeah, exactly.
Low key,
exactly.
That's what you kind of need. I think so.
He needs someone to hold him accountable.
Yeah. He mentioned how she was crying and didn't want their relationship to end, but he remained firm. What made me feel bad for her was when he mentioned how she has her thesis defense in a few weeks, but Matt said she didn't matter to him, as once again he reiterated she knew the risks.
I literally hate this man.
He mentioned how Cindy had been texting him asking why he's being so mean to her and why he ended things abruptly. He texted her back some pretty awful things, and I don't want to repeat them, that did get her to stop trying to contact him. Dang, like
that. He's doing, even when he almost does something right, he does it wrong.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, he's just kind of a butt.
Yeah.
He's just kind of a butt. But he's a butt and he's your family. And you never give up on family.
Sometimes you do. Sometimes you give up on family.
The conversation ended with Matt requesting that I help him build up his relationship with our parents and sister again. I didn't want to make any promises and only told him that I would do what I can. Maybe our parents might be convinced to meet with him down the line, but I'm not too sure about our sister. She told me that her entire image of him was shattered and that it will take a lot of time for her to accept that. And we do have some relevant comments before we jump into anything, but someone says, your brother is an a-hole and needs therapy.
True.
And then OP responds, I don't think he needs therapy per se, not that he'd ever go. I think he was just being needlessly mean to Cindy. The messages he sent her were just awful. And then finally, someone says, he seems like he has a lot of issues that he will continue to keep bringing into other relationships, which is maybe a reason that people are saying no contact, because he's like, if he's this much of an a-hole to Cindy and his perfect partner, Emma, what is he going to do in his relationship with his family? And he responds, I hope not. He kept reiterating that he needs a fresh start and he'll do better next time. And that's where the story ends. So, John, what do you think? Do you think he deserves another chance with the family?
He sucks so much.
He sucks so much.
He definitely needs therapy. That is for sure.
Yeah.
I think it could literally, the only communication could be just keeping him accountable and being like anytime he's like, oh, hey, like, let's get together. Da, da, da. It's like, you know, I love you, but like, how are you doing? What's new?
Yeah.
Tell me the things you've been telling Cindy recently. Like some, I don't know.
I would probably say, like, why are you being so mean to Cindy? Like, you should apologize for that. Like, I like, maybe it's like, hey, he doesn't know how to not be an a-hole. So let me tell him what he needs to do to stop being an a-hole and earn his place in my life.
Well, let me match you with this, right? Let's say,
match me, daddy.
You keep doing this and you basically become his like it's like
empathy coach.
Yeah. Like in Pixar where they have like the emotions.
Yeah.
You are literally his empathy, like emotional character. So like,
and he's just like, what do I do in this situation?
Yes. And then you're like, oh my, like, I really have to instruct this like empathy-less zombie
human.
Like it's like with gratitude. You're like, oh, let me give you a hug, you know?
Yeah, dude. It's Weekend at Bernie's, but with empathy. Yeah, I think if luckily I don't have a massive a-hole of a sister. And she's pretty great.
Or do you?
No, she's awesome.
JK.
But like I if she like had a brain injury and became an a-hole, I think wasn't actively an a-hole to me to the point where I had to like cut her out and it was just an a-hole to like her romantic partners. I would still keep her in my life to try to be that good influence like we were saying earlier and maybe be her empathy coach until she got back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah, I guess there's a difference between empathy coach and literal like empathy brain
puppeteer.
Puppeteer.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't imagine cutting out my sister. I think it's
so hard to imagine.
I just like, and we both have great relationships with our siblings. So it's like, it's really hard to be like I can't like, I think I would, I still, even if my sister killed someone, I would encourage her to go to confess, but I wouldn't cut her out.
Yeah, like I feel children.
Yeah,
that wasn't that was neither a agreement nor a disagreement, but I think siblings and children are hard to cut out.
Have you seen Dexter?
I haven't, but I know the premise. It's like
basically
a serial killer who gets other serial killers.
Yeah, but his dad is like, yeah, I know you have these urges to kill, but you got to do it in a way that is healthy, and basically like teaches his son to kill bad people. And so he's like, I know you have this urge to kill and you're a sociopath, but I'm your dad and I'm here for you.
I'm on board. I'm on board for that because now you're not actually, you are doing it to the people that are causing the harm, therefore reducing the harm, therefore doing good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I agree. I'm down for that.
Matt could have a brain injury at birth. You know, no one. He's a sociopath.
Yeah, he's an idiot. That's for sure.
He's an idiot. Anyway, Jellybus says, "Oh, Sam would use her to his advantage if she was murderous." What? What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh,
dude! The comments have been coming for me lately. Do you want to read this next one?
No. Oh, the story.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Woo! Yay, we did it. Out now.
Switch.
Am I the a-hole for calling the cops on my sister after she snuck shellfish in my food?
I mean, what if you're allergic?
That
would be bad.
Probably what has happened here. Like Riley. But this comes from Rude Disaster 1658 who says, I've posted this in other subs, but it keeps getting removed, so I'll try it one last time. I, 21 female, and my sister, 23 female, have never had any issues until last week. She and her husband, 23 male, had invited me over for lunch, which is normal for us. I have a severe shellfish allergy. Even touching it makes me extremely itchy, and my sister is completely aware of this and has been since we were children. When I got to their house, she said that food was already finished and in the fridge. She claimed that it was just a tuna pasta, and yes, I can eat tuna as many other fish, just nothing with a shell. So weird that a shell is the thing that makes.
I feel like that's weird.
I feel like someone's like, what do you think about how much money do you make? Like it's a very invasive like TikTok man on the street interview. Yeah, you agree. Oh my God. After she finished cleaning up, we had a short conversation about what's been happening in our lives since it's been a while since we'd seen each other. I get the strange feeling from her, but just brushed it off as I was extremely tired that day. She grabbed the food out of the fridge and served it for me, giving me a small bowl in case I don't like it. I couldn't smell much of it, and from what I could smell, I just assumed it was fish. But when I took a bite, I almost immediately felt my throat burning. I was coughing and grabbing my throat, and her husband kept asking me if I was choking.
No.
Yeah, dude, this is crazy. My sister turned to me panicking and said, I thought you were exaggerating. No. Oh my God. An ambulance was called and I was rushed to the hospital. I was thankfully okay, but they made me stay to be monitored for the next 2 days. She was hospitalized for 2 days because of this.
Honestly, the ambulance is in on the joke. it's one big conspiracy.
It's just a prank, bro. That is what is happening.
Everyone's exaggerating.
Everyone's exaggerating. God, it was just a prank. Imagine everyone gaslit. Oh my God.
Dude, there are pranks like that, and they are concerning.
Yeah, Libby Liz, what's wrong with your sister? Literally, like you've known since childhood. Why would you give someone anything they say they're allergic to? Why would you feed anyone, unless they explicitly told you, oh, it's fine, it's not that bad, give it to me?
To see if they're telling the truth, dude. They could be exaggerating. How will you know?
You never know if they're exaggerating.
Yeah,
dude. You know what the real crime is here? Exaggeration.
Yeah. Too many people saying literally.
That is the real crime here. But I digress. My sister and brother-in-law had tried to visit me, but I told her to get out. She kept apologizing and refusing to leave. Bro, get a clue. I told her that I'll be calling the police on her for what she'd done, as it's literally attempted murder, and she lost it. More exaggeration.
I mean, is it literally? It kind of is literally attempted murder.
Actually, I think it is because of her allergies, the severity of her allergy. Totally.
Or at least manslaughter, right? Like manslaughter by shellfish.
Yeah. Well, I think honestly, because she knew, maybe it is attempted murder, technically, because manslaughter is a complete accident, whereas like there's some sort of premeditated knowledge of like.
Well, she thought she was exaggerating.
Oh, right. How could I forget?
I didn't know. I thought you were exaggerating when you said you were allergic to being stabbed.
Dude, exaggeration is just the key to getting out of jail. Yeah. She said, "Don't cheat." I thought you were exaggerating.
I thought this was an open relationship.
When you said it's a closed relationship, I thought you were exaggerating, and that it really means it's like
there's
closed,
like one or two people that we can open it up
to. Not your parents. You know, I thought that was the exaggeration. Word of the day is exaggeration. Okay, let's get back to this exaggeration of a story here. So she kept screaming at me saying, "I know you're faking this. You always act like you're allergic to shellfish, so I wanted to test you." My God, I had been pressing the call button for the nurse, but they'd heard her regardless and asked me if I wanted her wanted them removed. I said yes. I explained the whole situation to her and the hospital security, and eventually decided with the help of the nurse and the security guards, I would file a report against her. My mother is saying that I'm overreacting and that I should have just cut contact, but I don't know anymore. Also, when I was a young child, my sister had witnessed me have a severe reaction and went to the hospital where I underwent treatment. She was also there when I was informed I had a shellfish allergy. She was literally there when she learned she had it.
But John, you forget the doctors.
They were exaggerating, dude. They were like, yo, like this could kill you. And it's like, man, stop exaggerating, man. Like
everyone knows that doctors biggest exaggerators. They all go to improv too, dude, and they're always doing bits like, you have cancer.
They're all like, you have a year to live. Stop exaggerating. I got like 10 good ones.
Yeah, I got 70.
Oh my God. You may be well wondering why I never had an EpiPen on me, and that's because I didn't feel I needed to, as she was my sister. Dude, she didn't want to exaggerate and have an EpiPen. That's exaggeration right there. So she didn't exaggerate in that example. But OP says, am I the a-hole? So the question is, am I the a-hole for filing the police report against my sister because she like intentionally fed me shellfish that I'm deathly allergic to?
I mean,
talk to me.
I don't think so. I mean, what if she strikes again?
That's true. Honestly, yeah, it's kind of, I given her response of like, I thought you were exaggerating. Like
she was literally at the doctor's office.
Dude, she's seen her be hospitalized from shellfish before. Like, what else do you need? For Christ's sake.
And honestly, that hospitalization, she could have won an Oscar.
For the level,
even the doctors believed her. But I know I'm her sibling. I know.
What is the greatest acting, if not the most exaggeration you can possibly have?
True.
You are, if you're in a movie scene, if you're literally, life is leaving your body, that is the most exaggeration you could possibly have. That is worthy of an award, an Academy Award.
Yeah. Shout out Tom Cruise for doing those exaggerated stunts. That's his job.
True.
I bet he fools doctors all the time.
Yeah, dude. He jumps on tables and tells them that it's not it. That's a 2005 reference for all you.
What did he jump on a table?
He jumped on the table at Oprah and said that he loves some girl or something.
Oh, really? Who?
Katie something. Katie Holmes?
Katie Holmes? Are they still together?
Maybe. I have no idea. I just know that one moment. From. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, he's kind of a weirdo, yeah?
Yeah, that's what I've always heard. That he's a weirdo. Scientologist. But there is more. Jumped on the couch. I'm sorry, chat. God. So I'm sick of the people who refuse to read, then continue to blame me for not having an EpiPen when I was never effing able to get one. I was never able to get a prescription due to doctors refusing. You know why they refuse? We don't even exaggeration. Like what had happened to many people in the comments too. This post wasn't able to pen, so if you come here to mention it, you're blocked. And then some relevant comments. Melodic Sale 6193 says, I wonder if the sister's husband was the person that turned his wife against OP. Interesting. The sisters grew up together and she witnessed her allergic reactions. She knew that the sister wasn't faking it. I wonder if the brother-in-law doesn't like OP. Well, OP responds, you're exaggerating. No, I'm just kidding. My sister and I never had many obvious problems, but I was very aware she thought she was better than me due to my mother treating her better than me. Favoritism. I was the one who introduced my brother-in-law to my sister. We were friends. However, he never had any idea of my allergy. So it's actually the opposite. The brother-in-law was friends with OP and she set them up. So as far as we know, he has no motive. Anxious Custard 6208 says, that's so weird. Why would she care that much about proving something that quite literally doesn't affect her life at all? She's got problems. Agreed. Samuel Vimes Trained says,
that's my secret Reddit account. You caught me.
Stop training them Vimes, Sam. Whatever your Vimes are, they're too trained. Some golden children. Wow. Some golden children have a need to be in control and to be the center of attention. OP's allergy is outside of her control and gives OP some attention. Whoa. A waiter taking longer to confirm / explaining an order, for example. And those kind of people cannot stand others getting more attention than them. So they try and create scenarios where they are in control or expose the other person for faking it and exaggerating. And consequences, their victim being harmed, ending up deceased, are something they do not care about. This is me. So reporting this actually is the only chance OP has to teach this person actions do have consequences. Good point.
Yeah. So do you think that OP is the a-hole?
I am further in the direction of no, OP is not the a-hole, and further in the direction of yes, file the police report.
I mean, I feel like if she's never gotten any kind of repercussions for her actions, like you just need it for the learning lesson,
Exactly. I also wonder, like, what would kind of be crazy though is if she ended up in prison for attempted murder and like got like 3 years in federal prison for that.
It's like. What are you in for? Oh, double homicide with a deadly weapon. What was the weapon?
Exaggeration. Oh my God. But maybe I'm wondering, and maybe comments have some comments on this. If OP is the one to file the police report, can OP kind of like stop the train before it leaves the station? Like basically stop her from getting like 3 years in prison, or because it's like a criminal act, once she like gives it to the police, if the police are like, oh, we need to bring this to a judge immediately, and like a court goes to trial, is the sister just completely at the mercy of the court and possibly getting sentenced to like years in prison for attempted murder.
I
Probably not.
think
Or I don't
that
know.
person has. I
Has
think
to
once charges are pressed, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about anything though.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Does anyone in the comments in the chat know anything about anything?
Please educate us. But no, the whole saying says, and to celebrate 1 month of Lil Protein membership, my mom is allergic to mushrooms. My sister doesn't like mushrooms or prawns, and says she is allergic. Never had a reaction or been to a doctor for it. But even if someone says they're allergic, you don't test them. Like,
I mean, that's what doctors do.
well, yeah, they test you in a controlled environment. They don't
I mean, if you are in control of the situation, then it's a controlled environment. And as we've learned from golden child syndrome, those children want to be in control. So to her, it was a controlled environment. And why waste a hefty a hefty appointment to a doctor where you have to time, money, where you can just test it over dinner? 2 birds, 1 stone.
She's trying to control her ability to breathe, for her ability for her heart to keep beating.
You're welcome. Saved you a trip to the doctor's office.
Yep, you're good to go. You are definitely allergic to shellfish. Well, guys, we actually have a final update and an edit and some comments. But, oh, by the way, the judgment was not the a-hole. So that is the official matter.
Do you agree?
I agree, not the a-hole. Yes, as I said a few minutes ago. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to see if you changed your mind.
I did not. Good test. You wanted to see if I was exaggerating, but I wasn't. Good man. Good man.
I got you, baby.
Good man. So update 1 day later. Update. Just like to say, all of you who are blaming me for not having my EpiPen, man, absolutely 0 cents.
Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought it was a repeat too, but it's not. Number 1, not everyone can afford one, even if you have free healthcare, because it's not 100% covered. Number 2, not everyone with an allergy carries an EpiPen. And number 3, she was my sister. Why would I feel the need to bring an EpiPen to her house for the homemade lunch? I feel like it's more that she wasn't able to get the prescription. Like, I feel like it's probably a good idea to, if you have an EpiPen, bring it like as many places as possible.
I wonder why she wasn't able to get the prescription.
But she wasn't able to get the prescription, so it's null and void. Like,
yeah, so like why, if you're allergic to something, wouldn't you have to get the prescription? Unless
you're exaggerating.
Wait, what's the zoom?
9. Yeah,
wait,
nice. You did it.
Wait, unless
you're exaggerating. Yeah,
this is fun.
Yeah, right. It's kind of cool. It's like a lot to keep up with.
Yeah, like once you get used to it, it's pretty fun.
It is. The buttons, the three core buttons are very fun. Or the 4 ones with the zoom. The zooms are good. Yeah, see, crushed it. So anyways, obviously now I know to save up for one. So Opie's gonna I just buy one on the black market. I don't know. So anyway, this morning I went to the police station, and with the help of the nurse who overheard everything, I filed a report. I wanted to know what I could do, and said that they could realistically only give me a temporary protective order while we wait for the court date where the judge will decide what's best. Yes, the hospital has cameras, so I'll ask the hospital if that can be used as evidence in court, or even with the police, as I still need to write a statement. Other than that, I've almost fully recovered and back to work tomorrow. I know it's a short update, but that's all I've got for you guys. Also, the only reason I'm updating this so soon is because I originally posted this in another sub a few days ago. Edit, I am not American. I do not live in America. So that does change the legal stuff there. Then some final comments to close us out that are relevant. Zackle74 says, wow, what the F is wrong with your sister? Obviously not the a-hole. Playing with someone's life for craps and giggles is just wrong as it gets. I don't blame you for pressing charges at all. AMW38961 says, yeah, that's weird as heck to be playing with someone's life like that. And Avast2006 says, I know you're faking it. I just wanted to test you. She screams, after having already seen you spend multiple days in the hospital from a previous incident, your sister either needs to be in a jail or a mental ward. Her cognitive function is seriously messed up. Which, that red flag, big red flag, that last relevant comment kind of leads me to believe, does she actually deserve some, even a night in the clink just to kind of scare her straight or something like that?
Potentially. I mean, I think she needs consequences. Maybe she even needs an evaluation. She seems like,
yeah, Yeah, I 1,000%. Oh, geez, I 1,000% agree on an evaluation. Maybe even like I'm literally thinking like a night in the tank or whatever. You know, like she goes.
Tank.
Yeah, it's like the holding cell or whatever.
Well, I guess they call it a drunk tank.
Yeah, the drunk tank. Yeah, exactly. Like same.
I always thought a drunk tank. You know when they have a dunk tank.
Yeah.
I thought a drunk tank was where they put the drunks above water.
I mean, above water. I thought you were gonna say above alcohol, which would be that would literally be a drunk tank. Actually, that would be a really fun like county fair thing to have, where it's just like full of beer,
like in hamster bottles.
Hamster bottles?
Yeah, so it's like a tank, and you put drunk people in there, and there are hamster bottles everywhere, and then you can just drink alcohol from the hamster bottles.
I was thinking you take a wasted person and put them in a dunk tank filled with beer.
Oh, and then they drink, like they fall in and they just drink it,
and then they just
and subsequently die. That would be a lot.
Don't exaggerate on me, okay?
No, I'll try not to.
Yeah, I don't know. Olivia Grace says, John, not a night in the clink. I don't know if they're laughing at my vernacular or
it sounds like something a 1920s person would say.
Yeah. We need to have them on night in the clink, you know what I mean? This just in, read all about it. But I don't know.
John used to have a paper route.
Huh?
It said you used to have a paper route.
I never had a paper route.
You did. You were like, like the 1920s, you wore that little cap and you like handed up paper.
Shut up. You're exaggerating. You are literally exaggerating right now. This is textbook exaggeration. We should put exaggeration into the lexicon of words like gaslighting and stuff like that.
I think gaslighting is just like exaggeration, but mean.
You know what? Gaslighting is exaggerated. Can't even say it. Exaggerated exaggeration.
Trisha D says back in the 1920s when John was a mere boy of 45.
Oh my God. Anyways, but yeah, some sort of consequence and an evaluation. Can we agree on that? I feel like that is.
Yeah, I think she needs to be evaluated if she's really allergic to Oh, we're not talking about OP.
No.
What are we talking about?
we need a exaggeration evaluation. That's what we need over here.
What that reminds me of conjunction function.
What's your function?
Sophia!
She's coming. Oh, wow. Speak of her. Bye, everyone. I love you.
Should we get into this next story?
Yeah. All right, then. Let's get into this next story.
Am I the a-hole for being upset that I was uninvited to my sister's gender reveal because her boyfriend said so? And again, this is answering the question, when is a bad sibling relationship salvageable? And this comes from Lazy Cat Insomniac. And they say, I did a post on AIO, am I the hole? But my friend said I should also put it here. I'd first like to start off by saying we have no problems with his family, and until now, we thought they liked us as well. My sister, female 21, and her boyfriend, male 22, are due to have their baby in the beginning of December, and she's planning to have her gender reveal in the end of June. Her boyfriend was the first to say, I don't want to have a gender reveal, and went on to explain it's cringy and a waste of time and his money. Spoiler alert, my sister has paid for everything. I offered to make cake pops for her because I love to bake, and she said yes, and that she couldn't wait. However, it all came to a halt when my mom asked about our two aunties going. My sister said, of course, and was really happy, but then last night we got a call off her saying that her boyfriend's parents said they can't afford to buy food for us. It's a back garden party, bring anything you want.
Garden party.
Oh, which is like you bring whatever, it's kind of like a potluck?
Yeah, I think so. Garden party.
And that to tell us that we couldn't come because of that. Basically, like they couldn't come because they couldn't afford to buy food for us. That really upset mom, who then asked if we could come for just the cannon and then we would leave. But apparently her boyfriend told his mom they had a cannon each and that my sister should pay for 2 gender reveals.
What?
So it's like one for his family, one for her family.
Because they can't. Not everyone can come to this.
But I think he's like forcing it that not everyone.
Yeah,
can
no,
come.
I think he's saying like, no, you're not allowed to come to this.
I don't like this. I think he's being weird and gatekeepy.
Yeah, well, obviously he's like, oh, they can't come because
there's not gonna be enough food. But it's like it's a bring your own food thing. It's like I'm fine not eating.
Specifically, bring your own food.
And then he's like, "Can we just come for the cannon?" He's like, "Oh, like we're gonna have our own cannon."
Oh, you'd have to buy another cannon because actually only they said in the when we bought it that only 5 people can watch
it. Yeah. It's for a viewing party of 5.
Yeah.
Also, they said mum. Is this British? Do British people
it's
do
a garden
gender
party.
reveals with cannons?
I guess so.
That's crazy. Cannons?
Yeah.
Gender reveals have gone too far. Next thing they're going to be like gender bombs. Do they have those?
Like, what do you mean?
Like bombs?
They have bombs, yeah.
They have gender bombs?
I don't know.
Hmm. But what would be the point of that? Because by the time she has one with us, her family, his family would have posted the gender everywhere on social media. So it's like, yeah, you can only have a cannon go off once. I think is an age-old saying.
I've heard that one.
Hey, you only can have a cannon go off once. And well, unless you have multiple. Yeah, I think it's like once the gender reveal is out of the bag, I don't think you can do anything.
Once one person knows about the gender,
then they're posting it everywhere. It's like an explosion. It's like a gender bomb.
Wow.
Sophia's giving me nothing right now.
I'm catching up, man.
His mother is standing her ground and still saying there is no room for my sister's family in their back garden. It's huge. But there's enough room for all their family, 17 people, and 4 of his friends, but none of her friends or family. My mother again said about just seeing the cannon go off, but we were told her boyfriend's mother said no again. I wonder who's this coming from. Is this coming from the boyfriend or the boyfriend's mother?
Ooh. Why would does the mother know the sister? Did they say that? Or does the mother know OP?
I don't think so. I think it's I think a lot of the communication has been just through the boyfriend.
I feel like it's the boyfriend, though.
Which is a major red flag because I feel like that's super controlling behavior.
Yeah, to not let your partner's sibling come to a gender, that's a big thing.
It should be both families. He's basically like, no, only my family can come.
Only one family can win.
Only one family can rule the gender reveal party.
One family to rule them all.
You have your cannons, we have ours, and we fight to the death. Release the gender bombs. And her boyfriend said gender reveals were a waste of time. Yeah. So
what?
Yeah, dude, I don't get this at all.
It sounds like he just wants to punish her for having a gender reveal party.
So now we're at a standstill. And my mom is really upset because my sister planned and bought all the decorations with the idea of her family coming as well. And her boyfriend, who said gender reveals were a waste of time, has now invited more friends when really we all believe it's more of a family event. To be honest, I'm not bothered about going as I have a 2-month-old at home with me, and even said if I don't go, could mom and or our stepdad go and I'd babysit the boys, our younger brothers who are 13 and 11. And then I was told, guess what? You're not invited either.
Whoa.
Even though the day before she said I was, and it would be great for the sport. Heck, I even helped her plan the mood board to narrow the thing down for the party. The unfortunate thing is I know her boyfriend will use this party as an excuse to get drunk with his mates, then go out with them afterward, leaving my sister to clean up his parents' house while pregnant. And as usual, we will get a phone call on how upset she is with him. He sounds like a piece of work.
Sounds awful.
Unfortunately, due to a bad dating experience after breaking up with her boyfriend a few years ago, she has put off looking for anyone else, and she went back to her boyfriend. We worry she is never going to stand up to his family and end up with the baby at home by herself with him not helping and only posing for pictures and family to make it look like he's helping. As he even said when she got pregnant, quote, I'm not going to be drinking for 6 weeks to support you, but after that, I'll be going out with my mates on weekends.
He's like, I can be a father for 6 weeks, but that's it.
I mean, how long can one be a father? Yeah. Who has that kind of stamina? I need to recharge. I need some R&R, babe.
You expect me to be a father for life?
How about a father for my bros? I am the dad of the friend group. What are they going to do without me?
Did you think about my friends? Because I don't think you did.
When my friends are drunk, they're basically like 5 giant toddlers.
They're infants.
They are infants with the strength of full-grown men.
Honestly, they need a father more than this baby.
Exactly. Who's going to be their father figure? I think little Jimmy is good with just you, but I need to be there for the boys.
My friend Tim's father walked out on him. I have to be there.
Yeah, and I walked in on him. So I have to be there. Because he's walked in his life.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway. However, that 6 weeks turned into 2, where he got so drunk he started a fight with her over the phone. And now this. I just feel he's being a bit narcissistic, and I would know how that goes, as I am a narcissist myself. I'm kidding. As my bio dad is a major narcissist.
Okay.
But really quick, what are we feeling about this whole story and OP?
Yeah.
This and OP's sister.
Yeah, they kind of suck.
Kind of suck. I mean, it sounds like he's terrible and she can't stand up for herself.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly.
Which is an unfortunate combo to have.
Yeah, it seems like she whatever because they said she broke up with the OP sister broke up with this husband, right? Or boyfriend?
Broke up with...
Is he the husband now? No, he's the boyfriend still, right?
He's the boyfriend still, but they're having a kid together.
Yeah, broke up with him and then got back together, which, especially because it doesn't seem like it's a healthy relationship. It doesn't seem like she's able to stand up.
Yeah, and it feels, it's probably like she is like codependent and doesn't see another way out.
Yeah.
But we do have some relevant comments to close this out. So talk to your sister. Have her do the canon for your family the week prior. Have your own family party. Print pictures of that and have her display at their event to give them in a book as a gift for her. And then OP responds, I've tried. She said she doesn't want to upset his mom by doing that. Even our mom said that she would have all his family here, even though our garden is smaller. But my sister and her boyfriend's family refused. And then Harry WWC says, okay, does she really want to marry into this kind of crazy? Just asking. And OP responds, funny you should say that. She actually does want to. And he said marriage is a waste of time, but he wants to be with her and got her a promise ring. I don't get it, to be honest. And she doesn't seem to be hearing what we're telling her. Yeah, their sister is 21 and boyfriend is 22. Okay, so they're young. They're young.
That makes a little bit more sense. I mean, he still sucks, but the marriage stuff makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah. This is whack.
Am I the a-hole for suspecting my wife of cheating on her friend's bachelorette trip? Kinda sounds like,
insecurities.
Insecurities. Whoa. Well, this is all to answer which mistakes in a relationship are inexcusable. And this comes from Chocolate Forward 2858, who says, I am in the middle of probably the biggest crisis of my adult life, and I can barely think, so I apologize in advance if this comes across as weird or rambly. My wife went to Mexico last week for a friend's bachelorette party, and aside for the plane tickets, the hotel and first day's food and drinks, she didn't spend a penny all week. Hey, we're up, boys.
Where's the problem?
Story over. We're good.
Why are we here?
Boys, sound off for this queen. We still, at the end of this episode, you have to tell me why you hate sound off.
Okay, I can tell you now because Sophia made it up.
Save it.
Okay.
Save it. I mean, on the credit card, it's clear as day that on Monday up until around 9 p.m., she was buying dinner, stuff at the hotel shop, drinks at the bar, souvenirs, and then at 9 p.m., she didn't spend another cent the entire week until she was at her layover airport in Dallas. Whoa. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, Riley? It's an ICU. Actually, he was like, I see credit card transactions every day until 9 p.m. Why is it every day at 9 p.m. she stops spending?
That's probably when she's asleep.
She's asleep at 9 p.m. on a bachelorette trip in Mexico. good sir.
Maybe her friends are buying stuff.
Riley, we're not talking about Sophia here.
You're right.
Okay?
You're right. You're
talking
so right.
about the Opie's wife, okay? So she says it's because her friend took over and paid for everything, to Riley's theory. I guess this is plausible, but it is still giving me a funny feeling. What's worse is that my wife is a person who posts her entire life on Instagram, on TikTok, mostly Instagram. But if she does anything from getting a latte to picking up the kids at school, she will post it as either a picture or as a story. The last thing Riley loves this woman already.
Yeah. Well, not that, but that's sus. All of a sudden, one day, you're not posting everything that's happening in your life.
Exactly. The last thing she posted on TikTok was a trend of people jumping into their vacation from the airport. And after that, her social media, blank. I was kind of keeping an eye on it because I was excited for her to go on the trip. And again, I guess I feel it's plausible, but it gives me a funny feeling. When she got home, I said, I can't wait to see all the pics she took. And she really just blew me off and said that she didn't feel like taking pics that week. You always take pics and share it with everyone. Didn't even take pics privately for yourself or for your hubby this time.
That is pretty odd.
Little peculiar, a little strange. She also has been incredibly distant, and last night she said she just felt like sleeping on the couch because the AC hits better. But Opie says this is 100% true. but I swear I hear her talking on the phone in the middle of the night. When I got up to check on her, I accidentally tripped over the dog and made a huge racket. So when I got downstairs, she appeared to be asleep. Guys, ICU. We need more ICUs in the comments.
What's she hiding?
I need to see more ICUs than I'm currently seeing at this moment. I brought up all of this morning and said, I'm not accusing her of anything, but all this put together is making me feel uneasy. I wasn't trying to bait her or fight with her, just get my feelings on the table. She said, you, yeah, you're a major effing a-hole. Okay. Because I don't have any other humans to point to.
Put it the 59 people here now.
59, you right there. Oh my gosh. Said, I am a major effing a-hole for bringing this up on her first day back at work. I said I wasn't trying to pry, just communicating with her. And she said, your communication is prying and I'm not discussing this with you ever again. Never. She then took the kids to summer camp and left. So am I the a-hole? We do have relevant comments. We do have an update that is just mere hours later from where we're being left off right now.
Dang.
It's hot, heavy, it's juicy.
This is a good one. Wow.
But we have to stop right here real quick.
Okay.
First off, we need a poll in the chat. Welcome to everyone watching on the members only live right now. If you're watching this episode afterwards and you're like, oh, how do I get to be on the episodes while they recorded? Just join as a member, like these amazing people here. But my amazing members, we're going to put up a poll that is cheating or not. Cheating or not. I currently feel like she is cheating, and I feel like that because OP, it's a pretty, yes, sometimes it can be confrontational to be like, hey, you've been seeming a little bit off, like things of that nature, but it's not that. Her response and blowback was way worse than the possible insinuation of like, hey, you're not, you're being rude and disrespectful and all this. Am I right? Am I wrong, Riley?
It's very sneaky the way she's going about all of this.
She's sleeping on the couch.
You
just got back. I wanna be with you and sleep in the same bed. No. The AC. Hey.
Not taking pictures on a bachelor. Pictures. Come on, dude. She picked out those outfits weeks before it happened.
Dude, if she's Instagramming getting her kids every day, there is not a shot in the universe. There's zero possibility that she didn't want to take pictures of everything happening unless there was something that she could not take pictures of that was happening.
Yes.
Speaking of 100% certainty, our members right now recording this live episode 100% say they're cheating.
Oh my God.
Literally not even one person so far thinks that OP's wife is not cheating.
Wow.
I think you, me, everyone on the live, everyone's in agreement. But ladies and gentlemen, let's find out.
Let's do it.
If she was actually cheating. So on to some relevant comments. Witch King of Bryn Mawr says, not the a-hole. There's a lot of missing information here, but the fact that she won't discuss the vacation with you and even considers it prying when you ask about it is very strange. Sleeping on the couch is kind of the nail in the coffin for me. 23 Mateo 16 says, this right here. If for whatever reason I didn't go on vacation with my significant other, I'm definitely in contact the whole time and would be super happy to talk about everything when I got back. Who doesn't? What I saw, who I met, experiences, and everything. I see a lot of red flags here. Miss Assassin Lady says, I went to Disneyland for the first time 2 years ago with my friend. I was constantly texting my husband and sending him pictures when I rarely take pictures / post, especially of myself. When I got home, I told him all about the trip and everything we did. There's something definitely suspicious about OP's wife.
Because Miss as in lady, Miss Assassin Lady,
Miss Ass in the Lady.
To her, she doesn't post a lot. She was excited, so that's why she did all that things.
Who truly, who wouldn't? I cannot think of any scenario possibly on planet Earth where you wouldn't share it. But another relevant comment here, Chemical Ad 6301 says, it's wild that when you told her it was a little suspicious, she made it even more suspicious with her reaction. You already know, don't you? Whoa. Old Willingness 3622 says, check her friend's social media. I'm sure you'll find stuff and look at their text messages. That the other person's Insta, great. Looking at her text messages, I don't know.
That's a door you go through and won't come back.
Exactly. You can't come back from that, and you're getting in the ditch.
What percentage of cheating certainty do you have to be in order to check your partner's phone?
Dude, that's a great question.
Because if it's 100%, you don't need to check it.
I mean, the safest answer and something Sam has said that I do agree with is the
probable cause.
Not is it probable cause? It's where you're rolling by and you witness it by accident. So if you're holding the phone and a text comes in and is like, "Hey baby, remember that last night in Mexico, Zooey Mama?" Yeah. Then you have license.
Yeah. Okay, little silly fangirl says 85%. 85%. I agree with that.
Yeah, that's a pretty good.
You don't see any of that. It's like, okay, what percentage of I'm pretty sure this person is cheating on me? You look at the phone.
Yeah, I
85% sounds good.
85% is a pretty reasonable number. I think most people get behind that. But OP replies to that saying, "Dang it, I should have included that. Her friend posted on social media up until the third day, but there were no pics or tags of my wife, and then my friend deleted everything from a couple days leading up to the trip." Dude, the evidence is stacking. The evidence is stacking.
Whoa.
The bride-to-be rarely posts, so it's not surprising that she doesn't have much. Ludi Crystal Capacious says, that's really, really odd. Something happened on that trip. It may not even be cut and dry cheating, but something really weird had to have happened. I mean, what could it be other than cheating that everyone doesn't? Oh, that's a good point. Maybe they were doing some substances that maybe they don't want their families, other people to see.
Check out this line I'm about to hit.
Line of poetry that I'm reading how much I love my friend. Honestly, Riley, what if it was both? Because hear me out. If OP was sneaking off and doing some stuff, because what were they at the strip club all day? It's like, I have to imagine at some point OP's wife would go off and, do the dastardly deeds. But also the fact that she deleted everything leading up to it, the fact that the wife had, I could see the wife having just the morning when they're getting brunch, but what if they're doing some crazy stuff the whole time?
That's what I thought. After reading this the first time, I thought they somebody.
Oh,
I thought they killed someone.
Yeah, from McSwarmy, sounds like they did a crime. I kind of think that's the wild card conspiracy theory here.
Yeah.
Tell me what you guys think in the comments. But
what crimes did they do?
Because the fact that she deleted everything, I don't know. Honestly, I think it might be crime. Imagine she actually didn't cheat, was super faithful, but somebody in the group, maybe OP's wife, committed a crime. Do you break up? If she?
Oh yeah, is she hiding all this from me?
Yeah.
Or is she hiding it from me to keep me safe?
Because if your wife is like an unaliver.
Okay. If they're unaliver, yeah, but they still got to spend money after 9 p.m.
That's, yeah. You're right. That doesn't explain that. If anything, you'd be going to Home Depot and buying ropes and bags and bleach.
Whoa. Explain yourself. Why are we getting all that stuff?
On to the next update. A few hours later, by the way, totally not changing the subject. It's a few hours later. It's important. Edit. So I just realized that her text probably synced to her iPad. So I just checked. OP did it. OP danced with the devil. It took me a while to figure out the passcode, but I did. But there was an iMessage at 9:15 the night she got to the resort from a number with no contact information that said, "Okay, I'll meet you in the lobby." Is the app you said Signal?
Wait.
You know what that means, don't you?
Yeah, don't you have that app?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Signal it's basically like the most locked down messaging app there is. So AKA, if you want to cheat with someone and have it as secluded and out of the way as humanly possible.
No sponsored name brand app.
Yes. Thank you. Well, you know what? They mentioned it, so I'll say it. But that if you're going to cheat, that is the app to cheat with.
Okay.
What a sponsorship that is.
Wow.
Hey, you want to cheat? I got the app for you. But I looked up Signal and it's kind of like WhatsApp. The iPad doesn't have Signal on it. Meaning, did she use it, then delete it? Hit it and quit it. One could say. Edit number 2. If you have been following my comments, you've seen that my sister is coming over and that she's an insane internet sleuth and is relentless when it comes to this cheating stuff. She also scares me a bit, so I'm hoping this isn't a mistake. Oh, if I'm afraid of what this is going to do too. If OP's already just like, let's just go through the messages. I'm going to probably stop responding for a while so we can talk and she can do her thing. I am numb, but she can do this. Thanks to everyone for the nice comments and the reality check. It's not looking good. Edit number 3. She cheated. Are we relieved that it's not an unaliving situation?
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
That this is not a true crime documentary.
I am kind of happy that
is low key kind of better.
Yeah. Let's go through divorce, but at least she doesn't go to jail.
Murder of the coochie, not a human.
Yeah.
That's too bad. 2 horrendous things. But she cheated. My sister was able to get lots of info from the real estate guy, okay? And my wife denied it at first, but then admitted to it. Sorry it took so long to update, but I'm numb. I have literally zero idea what to do now. Guys, we have more relevant comments with lots of back and forth responses from OP. And another update just a few hours after this point. This guy is going through it.
Real estate guy? Who is this?
Yeah, I don't know what the real estate guy is.
New character enters chat? What's this?
A new character has entered. Apparently, she was able to, through their real estate agent, unlock enough evidence to confront her about the cheating, and then she admitted to it. I don't know. But, okay, we're at this point.
We're here.
We know that she cheated. She went to the Mexico trip. She snapped at him. She was, doing the classic like, oh, I'm going to lash out at you because you're asking because I'm the one that cheated and did the wrong here. Divorce.
Yeah.
Can we get a quick poll up? Yeah. So you think divorce instead of going to therapy and counseling first?
Yeah, no, divorce. I feel like the wife is checked out of the relationship whenever she went on that trip and like she was sleeping on the couch. I just see a lot of
like she's just given up completely.
Yeah.
That is a great point. Like if it's pretty,
she came back and was like sorry, checked up on him, did the work, but she's not doing any work.
I don't know. Did she do the work?
She's doing the work to keep it hidden. She's not doing any work.
She did the work to cover up the dirt. That's the only work that she did. Yeah, I think that is honestly a great, because again, we usually go therapy, counseling first and then go for the decision. But if someone has very clearly checked out and they're not trying to, or it's pretty clear that they've given up on the relationship. And also, I think if someone cheats on you, especially if you like that is grounds for ending the relationship. That breaks the whole foundation of trust of the whole relationship. So, yeah.
How did the sister get out of her?
Apparently,
that's what I want to know.
Yeah. Garden Bee says she's past the point of therapy. He'll never be at ease in this relationship. And Belle Conkling makes another fantastic point. It's premeditated cheating.
Yeah.
Honestly, that is significant. It's one thing if like she went out with the friends and then there was a guy hitting on her. Like again, all terrible, all trust broken. But if she had like maybe made out or slept with a guy, immediately was like, I totally effed up everything. When it was like, hey, chances are she slept with this guy way more than once, right? A whole week-long trip in Mexico. You're only sleeping together once. Yeah, freaking right.
Everywhere.
Just so and we're at 100% again of divorce. Chat has spoken. Honestly, I will say I was debating in my head, do we do therapy or counseling first? But I think Riley, you and everyone in the comments have kind of convinced me that she's checked out. It was premeditated. Yeah. She's kind of done with the relationship. So why?
Yeah, not everyone's like you and your girl. Not everyone's good people.
That's true. Anyways, you know what else has started? Is this next section. Armageddon 121 says she should do this professionally. Private investigator, basically. What? Oh, he was saying this. The sister should be a private investigator. Honestly, yeah. Like, kudos. OP says, I love my little sister to death, and obviously her skills and tenacity were invaluable here, but I don't think the world is ready for how vicious she can be. Dang. C614 says, so what did little sis find out in the past 24 hours? You haven't really given any kind of update. Great point. OP responds, my sister had a burner phone and texted him as my wife that her husband, me, was suspicious, so she had a new phone and for him to contact her on Signal there if he wanted to stay in touch. Literally within seconds, he sent a Signal message, and through the course of an hour or so, my sister, again pretending to be my wife, was able to get him to reminisce about the week they had. He sent pics of them together in the bar, them on a beach together, etc., etc. I mean,
I am screaming.
Dude, this is some FBI level espionage right here.
Wow. I'm taking notes.
Bro, wow. Hopefully we never have to use those notes.
Well, like in other
but
ways.
yeah. Just for the general life skill. Oh my God. We took pics of the Signal messages with another phone, so there is 100% smoking gun evidence of her with the guy and him saying how much fun they had. Wow. Mr. Bill X says, really gross that a couple of dinners and drinks was all it took. Sorry, brother. OP says, what I can't get over is how sleazy the guy is. He's not attractive. He's overweight. His real estate website reads like some get-rich-quick scheme. Oh, maybe that's where the real estate came in? They like corroborated like, hey, check the real estate network or something? I don't know. He literally looks like Tony Soprano with 30 extra pounds and greasier hair. Ugh. I'm ripping myself up because I just don't get it. I probably make more money than he does. Combined, we certainly do. So what does he have that was worth it? Is it that I spent our money on maxing out our retirement accounts and college savings and not on flashy BS like he does? Dude. Oh, I mean, I could understand if she was attracted to a hippie, a rock climber, surfer dude with rock hard abs, but this guy makes it so much worse. I feel like a failure.
Yeah, this is another story I've read where like someone cheats on another person and the other person they're cheating on with is unattractive.
Riley, now I have to ask it. Do you, would you rather be cheated on with a really handsome guy or a really ugly guy? I think after reading this, really ugly. Really handsome.
Yeah, really handsome.
Because it's like exactly what OP said. What about this was worth it? At least you're like, okay, he's like a Greek god. Okay. Not that it doesn't change anything, but it just feels worse if it's like, yo, this guy is greasy Tony Soprano.
Yeah.
Who ate too many pizzas. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I feel like such a failure. I forgot that last line of that one. Ouch. Initial Training 320 says, I'd also be curious to know how your sister found out. Did she pretend to be your wife on a call or text? I was sure you were going to have trouble figuring it out, so good for you and your sister. OP, I'm sorry. I've had well over 1,000 questions asking for clarification. If you are asking how we found out who the guy is, it went like this. I logged into my wife's iPad and there was a single iMessage from an unknown number where my wife said she would meet him in the lobby asking what the Signal app is. I Googled that number and it's a real estate agent's number who works in South Florida. Dude, I found his Instagram and was able to verify that he was in fact in Mexico this past week, supposedly on a golf trip with his friends. Oh my God. Wow. Dude. I'm
RIP for my boy.
RIP. Oh, great poll, by the way. More pretty or uglier?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Oh my God, dude. I just keep getting sadder. Guys, I just keep getting sadder reading all of this. I don't know. Sophia Kalan says, I feel like if he's ugly, it makes it easier just to see how bad your significant other is, because if they're hot, you might understand it more. No, that's a good point. I guess that is a good point. Like it does make it, because sometimes we read these scenarios where the person's like, should I stay or should I go? And to Sophia Kalan's point, it's like, hey, if they threw it all away for someone who's like way, quote unquote, a few leagues below your own, that makes it a lot easier to just like cut it. Olivia Gray says, whether they are ugly or handsome, I think the spouse who is being cheated on would probably feel that way. Yeah. Like no matter what, you're going to be hurt. No matter what, it's going to be probably relationship ending,
Yeah. It looks like everyone says more pretty rather than more ugly.
Got you. Yeah. But you lose either way.
Yeah.
You really just lose.
I mean, this is a good comment.
Tanya Gonzalez says, 2, just because I know I look good and I would just clown him for the rest of my life. Lol.
Low key.
It does give you clowning abilities.
Yeah.
Even more clowning abilities.
You know what? I'd pick 2.
But if someone cheats on you, you can already clown on them because they're being a clown for cheating.
True.
But I kind of want to finish the story because I just
Yeah,
keep
me
getting more
too.
sad.
Yeah.
And this next update, Riley, is yet another few hours later.
Dude.
This man has not gone to sleep yet.
I feel like his sister's just like making it go way faster.
This has all happened in a 9 to 5. Some people get a days of work done. They end an entire relationship in a day.
Wow.
Or figure out that you should end it. Anyways, edit number 4. So for people looking for our personal stuff, we don't live in Lubbock. That's interesting. Nor does my wife work for the Lubbock school system. People are crazy. Don't sleuth on them. But we grew up in the area and went to college there, but we have long since moved to another community. Please don't try to research this as you may hurt someone who is totally not involved. I'm getting lots of advice to delete this and I don't want to, but I may have to. Edit number 5. I know people really want updates and we've been talking, arguing, screaming, threatening all day long.
Oh man.
I'm more confused than I was this morning, that's for sure. But I'm also confused, exhausted, sad, upset, nervous, and I don't know what to do. I did make a preliminary appointment with a family law attorney, again, same day, tomorrow, my God, tomorrow to talk about protecting assets and how to navigate the legal way ahead, regardless of what I choose to do. I will say that there's a subreddit that this was cross-posted to, and it may be the most toxic group of people I've ever seen online, and I feel really bad for those people. Definitely not okay story time.
Definitely not there.
As for the privacy issues, no one has figured out who we are. That's not a challenge, by the way. I'm very tired and I doubt people are still invested, but if there's still interest, I can update either on this post or on a new one in a few days. I'm really hoping to sleep tonight. Please, Opie, please sleep. Stop typing on Reddit and lay your head on a pillow, please, for all of us. My sister still has the kids and they are having a blast. I forgot they had kids. I forgot they had kids together, Riley.
Ooh.
Oh.
This is even worse.
Oh. And I went to the lake with her boyfriend's family, his sister's boyfriend's family today. So I'm glad they're in good hands. For a second, I thought he was saying they went to the lake with my wife's boyfriend's family. I was like, what? Oh, no, okay. That was a
Dollar General brand. What's that guy? Who do you say you look like? Greasy what?
Oh, Greasy Tony. The great value Tony Soprano. The greasier, 30-pound heavier Tony Soprano. Oh my God, guys. But we're not over. We're going to close it out with these relevant comments and then it's finito. It's finito. We'll see if we get a confirmation whether they go through divorce or not. Opie does respond a lot. No Range 3120 says, I am sorry, Opie. Definitely not the a-hole. I know you have had a lot to sort through right now, emotionally and logistically, but there are a lot of people in your corner. Also, there is no excuse for cheating. Do not let her justify, manipulate, and gaslight you into believing anything else. Get your divorce and some therapy. Everything will get worse, but it will get better too. Good luck. Everything will get worse, but it will get better too is kind of a bar.
That is a bar.
It'll all get worse and all get better. Dang. Opie responds, in one of her more lucid moments today, I was begging her to tell me why she chose a guy who weighs 300 pounds with greasy hair on his 4th marriage with at least 6 kids. And she flat out told me that he made her feel special. Dude.
I don't even know what to say to that.
I'm also speechless. Usually we have all kinds of commentary.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know women at all because I've spent my entire life trying to not be that guy and have my wife set up for retirement, have my kids set up for college. We have a nice second home on the lake. I took risks to move from engineering management in my company so I could provide our family with everything. I work late hours. I love my kids, coached Little League and volleyball and swimming, even though I could barely doggy paddle. I love her parents and paid for them to go to Hawaii with us last year. An effing fat Tony Soprano with his rented Ferrari on his awful Florida real estate website made her feel special. And I'm looking at the prospect of legitimately not seeing my kids on Christmas morning ever again.
Oh, no. That's not going to happen.
I feel like we've said this many times and I've had many people in the chat and comments say, if there is infidelity and it's provable, which he literally has pretty much ironclad proof, I think he'll be able to, at a bare minimum, be able to see his children before they turn 18. I mean, the fact that he would get 0% custody after she cheated and iced him out.
Dude, just get a good lawyer. You'll be fine.
Yeah, and he's already talking to one right now. Ruben says, does your wife even care that she just ruined her entire family? Opie says, in 1 minute, she's devastated and begging me not to do anything rash and asking me to think of what the kids will do being raised in a split household. I hate that. And in the next day, she's utterly unapologetic and telling me I caused all of this.
Oof.
Ooh, I'm all over the place emotionally too. So I get it, but it's a little hard to hear that I caused.
Yeah.
I'm still left wondering, like, yeah, he made her feel special, but it's like, what is it?
Yeah. Ooh, here we go.
Miss Jaybird says, if he was working late all the time, she could have felt neglected, but that's no reason to cheat with the first person that gives you attention. You talk about it with your partner. Honestly, Miss Jaybird, I think that is probably the most accurate theory I've seen so far, because he's basically like, I mean, think about it. He worked hard enough to get a second house on a lake.
And has retirement funds,
Retirement funds and college funds for the kid, paying for Hawaii vacations for her parents. Bro, that takes hard work. So possibly, and again, we can only ever hear from like OP's side, so that's all we have to go off of. But if we're taking OP's word,
yeah, dude, with what Miss Jaybird said, I could see where she felt neglected. Still no excuse.
Yeah, I think it's like she didn't get the attention she wanted, and she used that to justify it in her own mind.
Yeah, you could have been like, "Hey, babe, I don't have attention. Give me."
But no, we have to sleep with 300-pound Tony Soprano in Mexico.
Come on.
That's what we have to do, Riley. This is mandatory. Common ad 5586 says, after reading your comments, isn't it imperative that you inform the sleazeball's wife that she has a husband who cheats? Interesting. I would run that idea past your sister and see what she thinks. OP responds, it will definitely happen, but I need to talk to the lawyer tomorrow first. I think if I hadn't asked my sister to babysit yesterday and today, this would now be a viral cheater story all over TikTok with the pictures to prove it.
Ooh.
Initial Training 320 says, I hope that there are no graphic photos that would make her famous in South Florida. At least I hope that you didn't have to see any. Opie said, no, nothing graphic, just selfies taken at the bar with their arms around each other. Them sitting on the beach in lounge chairs, sort of snuggled up. Oh, there's a few pics where he paid for her to do a parasailing and riding ATVs. There's enough where she can't deny she was spending time with him, but nothing graphic enough that would make me want to blow my brains out. And that's it. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, while we didn't get like a 1000% confirmation I'm leaving her, it seems to me that he was headed in that direction.
Yeah.
And I have to imagine that's probably where it ended up.
Yeah, there's no way that's going to work out because he's still like, what is she saying? It's your fault.
Yes.
Not taking blame.
She goes back and forth to like, I think she's just literally trying to say whatever she can to get him to take her back, because probably she's also like, oh crap, now I'm losing out on the lake house. I doubt he would pull the vacations for my parents, all the other financial support. Yeah. I think she's just trying to say whatever she thinks will work.
Yeah.
And freaking out. To answer, I'm going to quickly answer this question for the episode. Which mistakes in a relationship are inexcusable? I would definitely say this. I think this instance of cheating, and to be specific with it, she was lashing out on him before he found out. She was projecting onto him. She was the one that did the dirt. She's going back and forth between being apologetic and blaming it all on him. I guess he asked, but even the comment of like, he made her feel special. Like, if anything, I should be like, I think how Miss Jaybird communicated it, where it was like, hey, you were working so long, I wanted to have some sort of attention paid to me or whatever, if that's what that was, which I think that kind of equates to feeling special. But yeah, I think this cheating like this is inexcusable. We have had lots of stories where someone cheats where it's like a kind of like we said at the beginning of the story, where it's like a one-time thing. They instantly regret it, tell the partner everything, and try to do everything they can. And in some cases, we've seen they were together for like 10, 15 years after the instance of cheating too. And it ultimately worked out for them. When
it comes to telling the sleazeball's wife, conspiracy theory?
Yes, talk to me.
He did the same thing that he did to OP's wife. He feels special. I think he said it's his fourth wife. Not sure if that's true or not.
Fourth, yeah.
He probably cheated on her too and got her the same way he got OP's wife.
Initially, she was the affair partner. Then he stole her away, and maybe he keeps losing him because of how he's getting them. He's just like, oh, I'll just cheat with someone until I get them to marry me. I honestly, just logically, why would you marry them?
Yeah.
Like, if you just want to cheat all the time, why not literally just be single? I don't understand. Oh, Olivia Gray says, okay, Storytime consistently validates my decision to be/stay happily single. We do read the craziest relationship stories. Every like worst case scenario in a relationship we have read on the show without a doubt.
That is true. This is true.
Oh man. Oh man.
Man.
Well, I think that's a wrap on that. Unless you have any.
That.
Why do you hate sound off so much? Please explain.
All right. Well, here's another thing.
Yeah.
A tip from Man Guy Pissed. Riley, I just started the stream and I'm not going to see your response until later, but the phrase sound off from the military, U.S. military, demanding officers yell it and expect a yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Sophia didn't make it up. Okay. I don't know. The way she just says it, I don't know. I'm like,
I've heard of sound off before.
You have?
Yeah, like in the context, she's like sound off, queens.
I don't know.
So you think she invented it, and that's why and she was
in a way, yeah,
trying to pass it off. I mean, she did invent so much hate.
Oh yeah, that's so wrong.
Yeah, but sound off, I've heard
sound
that before.
off. I don't know. it just doesn't go off the tongue right.
It's not clicking for you.
It's not. Does it click for you? Sound off.
Yeah, I like sound off. Sound off's good. I can get down with the sound off.
Sound off. No,
Sound off.
I just can't. It feels wrong for some reason. It's like the other word though makes sense why it feels wrong for me. But
What other word?
no, glazed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no.
See, I won't torture Riley with that one, but I will torture him with sound off.
Why?
And I have a new one.
I have a new one.
I have a new one. And also it's the lesser of two evils, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
It is the lesser of two evils. So I won't torture you that much. I'll torture you a little bit.
Riley being a hater. I guess I am being a hater for this word. It just doesn't click. I will hate on it, but I'm not gonna hate on this next beautiful story coming from this man's lips.
Oh my God. Let's get into it. All right, boys and girls. Would I be the a-hole for telling my husband to cut off his rude friend?
Ooh.
I mean, if the rude shoe fits. This is the answer. Which mistakes in a relationship are inexcusable? And it comes from Either Divide 6063, who says, is it okay to tell my husband to stop being friends with one of his best friends? My female 27 husband, male 28, and I have been together about 10 years and married for 7 with a 2-year-old little girl. Adorable. We have a very happy and healthy marriage with great communication and minimal fighting. Every time they say how great the relationship is, you know it's going to be terrible. You just know.
You know it's about to happen.
Again, it's in Kitchen Nightmares. Every time Gordon Ramsay goes to a restaurant and he's like, how's the food out of 10? They're like, 11. It's a nuclear waste zone.
Yeah.
100%. I don't say that to brag, but just for background context about the situation. My husband and I started dating when we were 17 in high school and share much of the same friend group and close friends. After high school, I moved away for my first year of college and broke up with my now husband. During this time is when my husband became close friends with Adam. When my husband and I began to date again, when I moved back to our hometown city, Adam was very cold to me. I shrugged it off as, oh, well, he met my husband during our breakup. I'm sure he'll come around later. But 8 years later, and he never did.
That's embarrassing.
Do you cut off people who hate on your partner? I say yes.
Oh, yeah.
If they don't respect your partner, that's literally, you want to talk about best friends.
It depends on how long they've been together. Being together this long, absolutely.
Yeah. But for years, Adam has never started a conversation with me, gives me short, cold answers or ignores when I try to talk to him, and even avoids eye contact / looking at me. Wow.
He's so hurt.
Apparently. At first, I just ignored it, but the longer it went on, the more it was noticeable his disdain for me was open and intentional. I was nothing but nice to him and received absolutely nothing in return. We don't need to be best friends, but we're adults. Can we at least act cordial?
Adam and OP dated a while back, right?
No.
Oh, sorry. Well, I'm
so yeah,
confused then.
basically, OP and her husband have been they started dating at 17.
Okay.
They had a brief breakup in the beginning of when they went to college, and that's when OP's husband befriended this guy Adam. So they were boys from like freshman year of college during their breakup period. Right.
Ooh.
But then when they got back together, Adam was like all cold to her and she's like, all right, you know what? They met at college. He's not familiar with me. I'm sure he'll come around. We just need some time.
Got it.
8 years later, it's not happening.
Got it.
It's
okay.
not happening.
Yep. There it is. Logan Bad Wolf is about to say it. Conspiracy.
Dude, that's it. He's
That's
in love.
it.
He's in love with Opie's husband. He's in love. He doesn't. He don't want to share.
You don't want to share.
Finders keepers, losers weepers. That's what Adam's saying. Well, Adam became friends with my husband and my best friends. I'll call them John and Mary. John and Mary are married and have been best friends with my husband and I since high school.
Nice.
They all became close the year after I got married because they attended the same local school and got season tickets for football games. I was invited to join, but I hate football, so I didn't want to waste money on something I wouldn't enjoy. Over the years, Mary has mentioned to me how she's noticed Adam's rudeness towards me, and even last year, John said he's noticed it too, so it's not just me. Yeah, Opie's being like, she's like, oh yeah, he's just been like an a-hole to me for 8 years.
Yeah.
You can speak up. It's baby girl 24 says they're forking. Are they already cheating together? Guys, I brought up this behavior to my husband the first year we were married, and he wrote it off as, oh, he's just shy. He doesn't know how to talk to someone, which I know isn't the case. Adam is very loud, especially when we're with a group of people, and he has sisters, so he knows about women. Interesting. The topic of my husband and Adam's friendship has come up several times over the course of our marriage and is truly the only thing we've argued about more than once and has been a returning point of contention. Wow. It makes me feel disrespected, hurt, and confused why my husband would even want to continue a friendship with someone that is openly rude to his wife.
Yeah.
Adam has made me feel unwelcome, uncomfortable, and sad for years, and I really just don't understand why my husband cares about this friendship so much. It's hurtful to me, to which I understand. Yeah, I'm sorry, you can't be an a-hole to your significant other.
Yeah, you can't.
You just can't do it. And also, like, the whole thing is, if two people are together, that means they gel well. You have friends you get along with. That means, in theory, everyone should like gel and be friends.
Yeah.
There's not one significant other introduced to our group that we haven't been like, you're fire.
Yeah.
Not one.
Not one.
Not nary one. Now let me make this clear. Adam really isn't even a good friend or person. Adam never reaches out to my husband or John first, flakes often, has cheated multiple times and multiple girlfriends, and didn't even call/visit or anything when we had our baby. I don't get why John and Mary want to be friends with him either. I think it's just kind of a football and tradition thing at this point. A few months ago, Adam went through a bad breakup and my husband and John went out with him. After returning home, my husband told me he told Adam that Adam needs to make more of an effort to be close to me and our daughter.
Okay.
In my husband's eyes, it seemed like him saying this to Adam erased 10 years of him being an a-hole. So close, yet so very far away.
Oof.
I just said thank you for saying that and nothing else because I wanted to scream, are you effing kidding me? It took you years for you to stand up for me. A little too late. But I let it lie so I could think about it more and speak more clearly when I wasn't so heated.
That's good.
Yeah, that's smart. You know, give yourself a beat to think about it. A few weeks ago, my husband and I had dinner with John and Mary, and apparently Adam was invited too. When Adam arrived, Mary and I were in the other room, and I said something like, oh, yay, he's here. And Mary replied, seriously, if I were you, I'd tell John he couldn't hang out with him anymore. I felt so validated. That's exactly what I've wanted to do for years, but I felt like telling a spouse not to be friends with someone was too controlling or something. But I feel that I'm at a breaking point. I feel so hurt by my husband that wants to have his friendship with someone who is openly rude to me. And the fact that it took my husband years to even stand up for me is a little too horrible for me. Do I tell my husband to stop being friends with Adam? If so, what do I say? Or do I just return Adam's coldness and stop?
Yeah. Oof.
I think we have a clear answer here.
We have a clear answer here.
Cut Adam out.
Cut him out.
Cut Adam out. Like,
oh, yeah.
He is a cancer that is infecting your relationship, the whole friend group. Like, you're telling me there's not one. Just have the three of them go to the football games together. Like, what? What?
Yeah, what's up with this Adam guy? I don't. He brings nothing to the table.
He brings nothing to the table, and low key, like the fact that the husband continued to prioritize him and basically let this guy be rude to his wife so he could have one extra football buddy when he already has two.
Yeah.
For what purpose? For what reason? Because, and if they don't, if she just returns the coldness, it's just going to be more headaches, tension, pain, and frustration for OP to deal with when she should be rid of that because she's already put it up for 10 years. Imagine being forced to be around someone for 10 years that you hated.
Oof.
Imagine that right now. I know you, and you would literally go and you could not wait the 10 years.
I couldn't wait.
You would go absolutely berserk.
Oh my God.
Matt Hattergal, thanks for the dono. I don't blame OP for being mad at the husband. You don't need to be best buds with your partner's friends, just as long as there's respect and you are civil with them.
Facts.
I'm honestly like, if your significant others and your friends, maybe they're not best friends, but they don't gel at all.
Yeah.
Kind of a red flag, no?
Red flag.
Am I wrong?
It is a red flag.
Because like, again,
He doesn't respect your life.
he doesn't respect your life, and following the theory, it's like, okay, you get along really well with your partner, boom, you're together really well along with your friends, that's why you're friends. Everyone should all get along in theory. So like, if your significant other and one of your friends are not clicking, there's some sort of mismatch somewhere. Either it could be this scenario where you're enabling a bad friend to be rude to your wife, or just like a sucky person in general. It could be that, maybe if your wife hates literally every friend, or your partner hates every friend you've ever made, then that could be on them. I think it will always show a misalignment in one of the relationships.
Yeah, so true. So true. I'm so confused why the husband took so long to say something about this.
Yeah, I think it's just a classic case of over prioritizing and neglecting. Over prioritizing a wrong friendship and neglecting your own wife, who she was so gracious. She was so gracious for so long. The least you could have done was put a stop to it in a reasonable time frame.
Yeah.
But 10 years, what is a reasonable time frame?
10 years.
I feel like a few months, just to be...
A few months for sure.
Just to be like 100% certain, like, okay, are they going through something? Is there something that's causing this to happen that is going to kind of blow over? But I feel like after a few months, it's like, okay, we see what's up.
I was friends with someone for a few months, and I realized like every time I was around them, felt bad, felt horrible. So like, we're done.
It's not the move.
Can't do this.
Move on.
Move. Life's too short to have people you hate in it.
Life's too short to have people you hate in it.
Can't do anything too much with family.
We make our friend group our family.
We do.
That's right.
Yeah.
But that's it for that story. But let's close out everything to finally answer the question. I think that this is a different scenario, so it's very good. Which mistakes in a relationship are inexcusable? Actually, I totally take that back. It's very similar to the first story. I think that waiting 10 years and letting someone disrespect your partner is unacceptable.
For 10 years?
Unacceptable. Especially for 10 years. That is like, I mean, does your partner even respect you? Right? Because if he's by not doing anything, he's co-signing disrespect. Michelle Arnold says, the first year of my marriage, my husband's friend from childhood was rude to me. I told my husband if he was disrespectful again, I'd kick him out of our house and our life. He spoke to him right away.
Facts.
That's a great example where it's like, it sounds like maybe the husband wasn't like 100% aware of what was going on or whatever. And as soon as Michelle told her husband, he's like, let me tackle this immediately.
Show me your 5 friends and I'll show you who you are.
Ooh, you're an average of your 5 people you're around.
Facts.
And if the 5 people you're around are a-holes, well, guess what?
What?
Pucker up, because you're an a-hole too.
So that would be you, Sam, Sophia, girlfriend. Does chat count or Christian count? I think chat counts as one. I talk to chat way more than I talk to Christian.
That's true. We spend like 8 hours a day talking to chat. So
yeah. All right, you guys count as one. There you go.
Hey, that's a pretty good 5 to be an average of. I'll take that. I won't just take that. I'm thrilled with that.
Me too.
I'm thrilled with that.
Dude, we got an exciting story coming up. It's from one of our very own.
Oh, like Riley said, this comes from r/OK Storytime. Guys, they tried to annihilate us, but guess what? They couldn't do it. They shut down r/OKOP show. We bounced back with r/OK Storytime. We're almost at 2,000.
Almost.
We're almost at, as this recording. We're almost there. What? We're almost there. Let's check it out. Double check me.
Yeah, I am. I'm looking at it right now.
JC Chad is your friend.
It is 1.8K.
Guys, can we get to 2? Can we get to 2K? And more importantly, send in stories. We want long stories. Give us all the juicy details. We want to start reading more of your stories, guys. So send in if you got a story around 1,500 words or more, please send it in. But this comes from OK Fam member, not the affair partner. My partner cheated on me with his wife, but I can't leave him. What do I do?
I'm confused.
How does one cheat on their wife? Well, not the affair partner is going to explain. I, female 32, and my partner, male 35, have been together for almost 5 years. We have a child together, male 3. I love it when they have the babies, age and gender. My partner is still legally married to his wife.
Ooh.
There's the context we desperately needed. Although they have been separated for about 3 years before he and I met due to her cheating on him for several years. They share 2 children together, female 10 and female 8. Wait. Oh, hold on. I just clocked this. They've been separated for 3 years, but the baby they have together is 3 years old, which means at a minimum, they had to have been hooking up 9 months before he separated officially from his wife. So it kind of, maybe my math is wrong. Comments, let me know. It kind of seems like
there's a little overlap.
There's a little overlap where maybe OP's partner was the affair partner. I don't know. We'll see. That her username is literally not the affair partner. So I guess we'll hopefully get some more context, but the math ain't mathin' for me right now. They share 2 children together, female 10 and female 8. About 3 to 4 months ago, my partner got back in contact with his wife, looking to build a relationship with his daughters, whom he had been no contact with for the past 2 years for reasons unknown to me. Wouldn't you want to know?
Yeah.
This is fishy. Is this not fishy?
This is pretty fishy. Wait, not a Pokemon says. Nah, they were separated 3 years before OP met him.
They were separated for... so they were separated 3 years before they met each other, and now so like roughly 6 years ago. Got you. Thank you.
That makes so much more sense.
Thank you, not a Pokemon. That is way better. Yes. Okay. So he started off video chatting with his daughters at night to say goodnight to them. His wife would hop on and say some seemingly innocent things. One example was showing off her new hair color and asking him if he liked it.
Suspicious.
I warned him that she was flirting with him. He laughed it off. A month after that call, something felt off. And yes, I know I shouldn't have, as we have an open phone policy. I went through his phone and imagine my shock and horror when I discovered photos of an intimate nature, nudies, sent by both of them, as well as emotionally and sexually charged text messages. Dude. I called him out on that, and he told me he simply wanted to see how far she was going to go. Sir.
What?
That is your excuse?
Dude, my brother.
That is your excuse? I told him he wasn't to speak to her unless it was only about the kids. Fast forward to about a month and a half ago, something started feeling off again.
Oh, no.
I went through his phone again. Yes,
no.
I already know. And I found nothing. I was going to put his phone down when I decided to check his deleted messages folder.
Oh!
He had just got an iPhone and didn't know how it worked. What happens to deleted messages, Riley?
They don't really get deleted.
They go to like a separate, like to be deleted folder or whatever.
Semi-deleted.
There, I found message that one Apple feature has probably destroyed millions of relationships.
One dude's suing Apple $5 million because he deleted messages and his wife found them and he thought that they were deleted. Yep.
Sir, you're going to lose that case, but that is hilarious.
I think there was a new, I don't think it was for that. I think there's a new update that if you delete pictures or delete text messages and you update the phone, they come back up.
Oh, so it was like a glitch.
I think it was a glitch.
Oh my God. Dude, 5 million? Maybe he'll get something. I don't know. Now I want to read that lawsuit. That's
but this
crazy.
man, yeah, we'll find it. But this man, like, he had strippers, all the things.
Yeah, it was
limousines.
Maybe even worse than this.
Yeah.
Back to this story. There I found messages upon messages between the two, including messages about them going down on each other. Once again, I confronted him. He broke down and had a panic attack. He was apologizing and begging me for forgiveness. When I asked him why, he told me that I don't do it with him enough and that he needed to get it somewhere. That he has needs. I have needs, babe. No. Come on. JC says, I'm going to sue Apple because my wife caught me cheating and it's the phone's fault. Yeah. That part.
Good luck.
I was devastated, but I didn't end the relationship.
Okay.
I'm sure it makes no sense, but unfortunately, I can't afford my apartment and various bills without his help.
Oh, man.
I don't have any family or friends that I can turn to for help. I'm currently looking for a cheaper place to live, but until then, I have to play the dutiful girlfriend. When I leave, I'll be taking our son with me and seeking full custody. For now, I'll plaster on a fake smile and pretend that I'm happy.
Oh.
No. Dude.
This is so sad.
Oh.
We are here for you. Okay, Storytime member.
Dude.
Oh. That's so sad.
Yeah, wait.
So sad. Yeah, this is okay, Storytime.
Not an affair partner. Please go in the Discord so we can give you a virtual hug.
Yeah.
Please.
Everyone get some hearts in the chat.
Get some hearts in the chat for and in the comments for not an affair partner on Reddit. I'm just sad after this episode, Riley. Can I be honest with you?
Yeah, be sad.
This is another example of something that's inexcusable. Back to our question of the episode. I feel like she already told him and gave him a second chance, and then he just did it again and kept saying and describing like the most hurtful things in the most hurtful ways. Just leave him.
Leave him.
Literally, everyone dump these stinky parts. Everyone do it.
Dump them.
Why are we giving them all of these second chances?
Makes no sense.
They're way too stinky. Am I the a-hole for sleeping with the fiance of the girl who my ex-boyfriend cheated on me with?
Fiance of the girl who my ex-boyfriend cheated me on.
That. Nice work, Sophia.
Thank you.
A user says, my ex and I met when I was 20, but we were only friends until I started dating 2.5 years ago. I found out last year that my ex had been cheating on me for basically our whole relationship with a girl he met through a mutual friend.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
Whole relationship? Why are you in a relationship?
What are you doing, buddy? I broke things off after I found out and told the girl's fiance about the affair. He ended up breaking off their engagement after he found out, and she seemed nonchalant about it until she realized that my ex's money wasn't actually his. My grandma left me a lot when she passed back in 2019, and my ex had been flaunting around the things I'd gifted him throughout our relationship to her.
Whoa.
Even going so far as to claim that the house had the antique car my grandpa left for me in his will were my ex's. So
I'll put an ICU in the comments.
Put an ICU in the comments.
ICU in the comments.
And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pause it right here. I'm going to try and break it down for myself and everyone else. Do you pop quiz? Do you feel like you fully understand? Give it to me and the people. What's going on here, Sophia?
Okay. So, OP was dating a guy. Finds out he's been cheating on her the whole time, the whole relationship. And so she's like, what the heck? And so she does a little snooping. She finds out that the girl that her ex-boyfriend was cheating on her with has a fiance. And so she goes and texts that fiance, says, hey, I just found out that your girlfriend/fiance has been cheating on you with my boyfriend.
Got you. It's two couples.
Yeah, two couples.
And the other two people are cheating together.
Two couples cheating. There we go.
And he's like flaunting OP's nice things.
Yeah, and the ex-boyfriend was like to this other girl.
Yeah.
Was like, yeah, I'm super rich. I got this house in my name.
Give
I got
you this
these
life,
cars.
babe.
But they belong to OP. Broke it down.
What are we doing? We have seen this so many times, and it's like, what do you expect to happen? Do you expect that you will magically acquire all of these things?
No, they just expect that it'll be too late by then once they figure it out.
Oh, like
like they'll love me for me.
Die young and leave a pretty corpse type vibes. Like, I know that this is not going to work.
Aladdin,
because he pretended to
be rich.
Right.
And then his whole plan was she'll love me for me, and that worked. That's a bad.
Yes. lie to your cheat on your partner, lie to them about your money, and it's going to work out great.
Yeah.
Aladdin. There you go. So, shooby-dooby-doot. Here we go. So, it's not, thank you for that breakdown, by the way.
Welcome.
It's not something I'm proud of now that I think back to it, but I did allow my ex to walk all over me for the first month or two after I broke things off because I missed him so much. I gave him money and tried to make things work, but would always get reprimanded by my parents and friends when I'd run to them crying after he ghosted me for her.
Oh.
I didn't officially give him up until the girl's ex-fiance messaged me and told me that she was rubbing it in some of their old friends' faces about how pathetic and how desperate I was for my ex who didn't even give an F about me. I was really upset and asked him if he'd be willing to meet up with me because I knew that if I talked to my parents or friends about this, then they'd just lecture me even more. He agreed, and just the two of us met up at a random food cart place. We ended up spending most of the day just exploring and talking about how we were doing.
Oh, put an IC in the comments.
I see a you, but I don't know if I see the same you as you are seeing.
You don't see it?
I don't think so.
I won't spoil.
Yeah, you should.
But I won't spoil what I see.
Yes. I'll be surprised. I want to poll really quick.
Poll it.
I know we often we say like, hey, you know, if you're going through something, you know, go to therapy, couples counseling, like get some professional mental health help before calling it quits. That is many times the solution we come to. I kind of feel like OP should what should OP do? Leave or talk?
Leave.
I feel like OP should 1,000% leave and absolutely
stayed
not talk.
too long.
He has proved over and over and over again, and like I feel like in this specific scenario, if you like invite him to come to the table, that's just an in for him to be able to like weasel his way in. Whereas like you've already. Like kind of like it's like this, right?
Yeah.
He showed his true colors by cheating repeatedly and literally not caring at all.
Yeah.
And he could just come to the table and lie and be like, "Oh."
Well, the thing is, he doesn't want to come to the table. This is analogy.
Analogize.
Okay. There's a person, your boyfriend. He's throwing eggs at you.
Yep.
He throws eggs at you every day.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and then he says, "Give me money." Why would you keep giving a man who keeps throwing eggs at you money?
You know what? That is a classic John analogy right there, Sophia.
I know. I thought you'd like
and
it.
I am freaking proud of you, and I freaking love it.
I knew you would.
More John analogies on the show.
So fun.
They're so fun.
You can just make up literally anything.
That is what I'm. You get it. You get it.
It only has to kind of relate. Also, Duchess Cassandra said that my Aladdin reference was a bad analogy. I disagree. That was a very good analogy.
I will back you up on this one because I liked your egg analogy. Okay, so
He's gonna be on your side for any argument for the rest of the week.
yeah, that I will admit that kind of won me over a little bit. He also confided me about his relationship with his ex, that they'd known each other for 10 years. And they'd liked each other for most of the time they were friends, but he wasn't looking for a relationship because he was focusing on school. Again, this is just means of weaseling his way in.
No, wait. Hold up. This is for clarity. For clarity, this is not OP's boyfriend. This is OP's boyfriend's affair partner's fiance. This is sorry. These two people are talking now. So cheaters. These two people are talking right now.
Thank you. That
Where are my fingers?
Yes, there we go. Okay, let me read that back again. He also confided in me about his relationship with his ex. They'd known each other for 10 years, and they'd liked each other for most of the time they were friends, but he wasn't looking for a relationship because he was focusing on school. He had decided to give them a chance after she'd driven 12 plus hours overnight to see him because they talked on the phone, and he was feeling under the weather and stressed from how rigorous his residency schedule was. I mean, that is a swoop me off my feet type move right there.
Yeah, that's a love bombing.
Wow,
perhaps.
that is a love bombing perhaps. She dropped everything to take care of him, helped clean his place, made him some home cooked meals after finding out that he was surviving off of vending machine snacks and instant coffee.
Oh.
Riley doesn't like that. He told me in detail about how he'd never felt so loved and cared for. How after she'd done that for him, he decided that she was the one. That if it wasn't love, then love wasn't real.
Oh.
Ooh, that is some horrendous foreshadowing, my friends. Figuring out that she was cheating for the last 2 years made everything click into place. She'd just been pushing off getting married, telling all her friends that she was having doubts about him. Wow, what am I, 13 years old?
I knew you were going to do that. I knew you were going to do that.
I didn't say anything.
You
John
laughed.
said
You literally, you laughed and you were literally going to say something.
No, I wasn't.
This is Sophia.
No, I wasn't.
Dude, that's so true.
I didn't say anything, and I wasn't going to say anything. And then Riley
Because
put it
you
on
stopped
me.
yourself.
No, yes, I stopped
I
myself.
saw your grin.
I literally went like this.
And you laughed.
And Riley
No.
put it on me.
No, you went like that. You went.
Yo, you put the camera on me, buddy.
Just like that. Just like that.
You put the camera on me, buddy. I'm innocent.
Anyways,
You knew the second it was put on you what you did.
anyways, we all saw what we saw. It's okay. Anyways, back to the story. So he'd been trying to convince her to go into couples counseling when I broke the news to him that she was sleeping with my ex. I felt like a monster hearing their love story and then realizing that they didn't get their happy ending because of my ex, and I messed with my head. We continued to talk from time to time,
But
checking
because of my ex and that messed with their head. Is she blaming herself as well?
I felt like a monster, maybe. I felt like a monster hearing their love story and then realizing that they didn't get their happy ending because of my ex and that messed with my head. Because
Because of my ex and I messed with my head.
But
like
you get it now? I mean,
because of my ex and I.
yeah, because they were, they happened, they were intertwined, the destiny of their fate
Because of my ex and I messed
with their heads. Yes. It was an unfortunate happenstance, but OP's like, yeah, it just sucked.
Yeah.
That
gotcha.
we were the ones involved in like unraveling it, but it was going to be unraveled
OP's
anyways.
fault.
It really was. Yeah, honestly, I think if OP, if anything,
putting so much blame on herself.
And if anything, OP should feel good that she helped reveal the true stinkiness and help them avoid marrying this person or staying married to this person.
Agreed.
Yeah. Anywho, by the way, the poll has spoken on should OP have just left or gone to the table to talk after repeated over and over cheating and all this stuff. 94% leave. Yeah, I agree. I totally agree. We continue to talk from time to time, checking in on each other and meeting up for a quick bite every now and then. We lost contact after the girl my ex cheated on with somehow convinced him to take her back. I became slightly depressed after he cut me off, explaining to me that he was still in love with her and wanted to work things out, which meant a clean slate. Oh, both. So remember these people, people on the outside, they both need to just move on. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But like, they're not going to,
both
of their
moving
partners.
on. They're both like so involved in their ex's lives and like seeking love and,
I feel like they're pining for getting back together.
No, they are. They're so attached to their old like exes that they just can't get over them.
And I just, it's just not the move. Chat, tell me, am I wrong?
Yeah. At a certain point, like we know that the exes are a-holes, but like you are an a-hole to yourself.
Yeah, you're an a-hole to yourself.
If you
like
keep
you're not
running
doing yourself
back to these people. Yeah.
100%. Shooby-dooby-doop. I found out through some internet snooping that my ex cheated on her too, which is why she went back to her ex-fiance.
Whoa.
This guy, of these two people, this guy. A few months passed and things went back to semi-normal. I started getting therapy, amazing, and was ready to put myself back out there to try the dating pool again. When around New Year's, I got a call from a guy. He was crying and asking if I was available to talk. Sam is passionately yelling over there.
Sam's just doing this. Number one in the world.
Gotta love it. I, of course, said yes, and out of concern, met up with him at his place. He broke down and told me about how he'd found her and my ex in his mom's guest room during Christmas when she'd snuck him in for a quickie
I'm sorry, but
during his family's busy holiday party.
Whoa.
And wait. Is this guy?
Busy times.
This is other girl's fiance who she got back to. So, okay. Again, OP,
wait.
ex,
Wait.
boyfriend.
John, you be one side, you be one couple,
great.
and then Sophia be the other couple.
Okay. You're OP and
Do it with hands.
OP.
Do it with hands.
What?
Like one person.
Oh, okay.
Nice, I like that.
So you are OP and OP's ex-boyfriend, and then
OP.
I am the cheater girl, and the fiance. This is fiance.
The open hands are both cheaters.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, open hands are both to the cheaters. So cheater, I totally forgot what I was gonna say in the process of figuring this out.
I'm just trying to figure out, was this guy a random person?
Oh, there we go. Okay, yes. So fiance got back together.
Yep.
Turkey.
Focus. This is a critical mission.
fiance got back together with cheater girl.
Yeah.
After she already cheated, and then finds her cheating with.
Wait. Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
Cheating with cheater.
The cheaters are cheating together again. All right, here we go. we got there.
Did that clear it up for you guys?
Yeah. We drank a bit and ended up sleeping together.
Okay.
Oh my
to
God.
be clear, this is OP
Yeah.
and the fiance.
The people who were
slept together.
cheated on.
Yeah, they were cheated on.
Wow.
And now they're sleeping together.
He apologized and told me that it was a mistake and he wasn't in his right mind, that he just wanted revenge, spicy sleep. Did you replace that or?
Yeah.
Oh, you replaced that. Never mind.
It's catching on.
I was like, it's catching on. That he wanted revenge, spicy sleep, but it didn't make him feel any better after. I tried to message him platonically a few times after to see if he was all right, but he blocked me. So I dropped it and went on with my therapy and life. I went in last week to check with my doctor since I'd been getting bad cramps and to get a new prescription refill for my birth control. Emphasis on birth.
ICU.
That I use to help with my PCOS. What is that again?
What does that mean? Girl term. What does it mean?
Because it is it's like what are they called? I can't remember.
Uterus? Period?
No, it's like the
Ovaries?
no, the things.
Cyst?
Cysts. Thank you.
Yes.
Cysts in your uterus, and it can affect your period and also your fertility stuff.
Right.
And yeah, no, I can't remember anything else.
So running that back real quick, I went in last week to check with my doctor since I'd been getting bad cramps and to get a new prescription refill for my birth control that I use to help with my PCOS cysts. Yes.
Yeah.
I had to do a usual test to double check for the possibility if I was pregnant and was very surprised when it came back positive. Bum, bum, bum. Yoinks. I've been sitting on this new knowledge and have been contemplating on if I should tell him or not. Tell him not. I tell him not. Or should I even keep the pregnancy? My doctor did inform me since that I am in the earlier stages, I am still at a big risk of having a miscarriage, so I don't know if I should even be worrying at all about this since there is a chance I could lose it, and then it'd just seem like I was trying to grab his attention or something. I don't think that. We will discuss upon that, especially after he made it clear that he wasn't comfortable talking to me anymore. After we slept together, I haven't told anyone and have been going crazy because I don't know what to do. There are some, I'll read this quick relevant comment. Lost Arm says, God, you're all idiots. Also, that's not what revenge spicy sleep is. Deleted said, yes, that was self-pity. Spicy sleep. Ouch. Jesus, kicking him while they're down.
Technically for him it is.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a
sleeping
stupid,
with the person that
like
you're,
that's not really important.
Like raw dog sleeping.
Yeah, why are we getting all like technical?
Yeah, exactly. Why are we getting all
They're
technical?
like, actually, that's not what that means.
Well, actually, no. So we have an update coming up.
Yeah.
But let's
Also, I'd like to introduce our players.
Wow.
So we have OP is purple.
Mm-hmm.
And the fiance is green.
Yes.
And so they just slept together. And now they
dang.
might have a baby.
Nice.
That's a whole family.
Congratulations.
Okay.
What should OP do? OP knows she is now pregnant with this guy, the other fiance. Yeah, what should OP do? Tell him?
Yeah.
Or nah? Tell him or nah? Sophia.
I think definitely tell him.
Yeah. I think so because like and OP was saying like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm being like attention seeking or reaching out. It's like, no, it is like
The baby.
it
That
would
deserves
be,
attention.
it would be
Seek it.
It would be attention seeking if that was a lie.
Yeah.
Or if you were like leveraging something like I don't
Marry
know, like
me.
or I heard your ex did something else. I really want to get in contact with you to tell you. That's like way more on the spectrum of like attention seeking, where it's like he's trying to move on from you and that person. He probably doesn't need to know that. This is something like this is his child, and in my opinion, it's kind of like a child is I'll use the word consequence in both in like good and bad. Like, hey, like sometimes it's a celebration, sometimes it's like, oh crap, like this was an accident, I didn't mean to do this, and I'm lost and don't know what to do. You are both low-key entitled and required to know the consequences of your actions. Like if someone does something wrong, you're like, hey, you did this wrong to me, and that deserves to be like addressed and acknowledged. The same way where it's like,
it's about
hey, we made this decision to sleep together, and it sounds like
and you
not
have to deal
use
with
protection,
the consequences.
and you have to deal with the consequences. Part of those consequences are knowing of said consequence.
So true. I agree.
You agree?
100%.
There we go. And the people think to also agree with us and say, tell him. Yeah, I think tell him I don't think it's attention seeking.
No.
You can tell him without having expectations. And you could tell him that like, hey, I don't even necessarily expect anything from you if that's how you feel. If you feel and want to communicate that like, hey, you don't even have to be a part of this kid's life, but I just need you to know.
Yeah, that he exists.
Then there you have it. Update. Important 15 months later.
Whoa. Post baby.
Let's get into it. Oh, I'm a hungry boy. So a lot has happened since my original post. I can imagine. I know a lot of people were against this, but I went through with my pregnancy, and I am forever thankful for my beautiful baby boy. I originally planned to terminate the pregnancy, but I found myself unable to go through with the appointment. I am pro-choice and always will be. Just because I choose to keep my baby doesn't mean another woman/girl should be forced to keep a pregnancy they do not wish to continue. Everyone has the right to their own bodies. My parents were very upset with me, and my whole family disowned me.
Whoa. How old is OP?
Great. 26 female.
26, and they're disowning her over having a baby. That's so messed up.
The people give me migraines.
Migraines. I got a migraine right here.
Oh my god.
You're handling it very well.
I actually I do have a migraine.
Oh.
I've been having shooting pains through. It's okay. It's on and off. Truly on and off. I'm good right now.
My parents were very upset with me, and my whole family disowned me. I listened to what some of you said about letting the father know. We will refer to him as Daddy. After many failed attempts to reach out to him, I decided to go in person. I'm just going to call him Dad. The dad. The dad was not happy when I showed up at his place, but when I told him why, he agreed to talk.
Finally.
The dad let me know that he'd officially ended things with his ex and wanted to go no contact with me because I was another tie to his past with her, which I think he should have communicated that.
Yeah. You can't just
I think
be
he should have
like,
communicated that.
yeah. You got to talk, man.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. But he was willing to try and figure out a co-parenting plan with me if I agreed to do a paternity test first. Which is also fair. I, of course, felt a bit bad about the paternity test part, but agreed to it since we both had...
they didn't really know each other before.
Yeah, they didn't know each other. Yeah, totally. Since we both had only been acquaintances that bonded over trauma. Yeah, they got a trauma bond. Everything was honestly easy cruising until I started to spot around the 26-week mark. My OBGYN explained that while spotting is normal while pregnant, mine was heavier, and my blood sugar / blood pressure also both worried them because of my gestational diabetes and preeclampsia risk. I am unaware of what those are.
Well, gestation period is like the period.
Chat's got us. I know Chat's got us.
And we also have a producer that has access to...
But like, I feel like Chat knows way more than I do.
Okay, my guess is that because I know gestation has to do with like pregnancy time periods. So I'm assuming that it maybe like when you're pregnant, you can get some form of diabetes.
Oh.
That is my total guess.
It's a type of diabetes that occurs during pregnancy. Great guess. When a person is without diabetes develops high blood sugar levels, it's caused by hormones produced during pregnancy that make it less effective.
I'm literally a genius.
Yeah, nice job. And then preeclampsia occurs primarily in first pregnancies. Riley, also you crushed that, dude.
I know, I'm just lazy.
It occurs, preeclampsia occurs primarily in first pregnancies. A woman who had preeclampsia in a previous pregnancy is 7 times more likely to develop preeclampsia in a later pregnancy. Can we see
Preeclampsia.
what is preeclampsia?
Blood pressure issue.
Blood pressure issue. Okay. Thank you. Nice
That was
synopsis there.
someone else.
Love
Who
that.
said that? Redneck Amazon.
Okay, back to the story. So after a few nights of the dad insisting on sleeping on my couch,
Whoa.
I had him help me move some of the things to his place since he lived closer to the hospital. I am thankful I decided to semi-move in with him when I did because I went into premature labor at 32 weeks.
Whoa, moved in?
Semi-moved in. Like basically like, yeah, I mean kind of, yeah.
That's crazy.
Like
Well-
so a month before.
Yeah, which honestly I think is understandable given the context of like,
I don't think it's that crazy
You
for
know
him
what
to
I
have
mean?
moved
It's-
in if they're
it's-
expecting a baby. He's probably
Yeah.
like, I want to prepare both of us for living together because I want to help out with the baby.
this is maybe a classic John Bad analogy, but
Yeah.
it's kind of like
Give me lay it
like
on me.
if I maybe like broke like my leg in 5 places and I'm like, hey, maybe I should like live with my parents a little bit for a bit just so I'm not like burdening everyone else with my like insanely broken leg for a bit, you know, just to like get back on my feet, you know, like, you know,
Is
it's-
it
Sure.
that kind of situation though?
I think it is more in the sense of he is saying, I want to be around for the baby.
yes.
And leading up to having a child, there is a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of like, you know, especially because she has the gestational diabetes, there's a lot of health concerns.
Yeah.
And so he's like, because I want to be there for my baby, I also have to be there in the lead up to it because
Makes
there's safety issues going on.
It makes sense.
That wasn't an analogy. That was just a breaking down.
That was just straight facts.
That was just straight facts.
Boom. But I'm very thankful to have the dad.
Pigeon General says, John, at that point, I think you need a new leg. You broke it in 5 places.
I'm recovering. Anyways, my broken leg aside, I am very thankful to have had the dad and his family as my support system. His mom would come and switch out with him at the hospital and advocated for me whenever I felt washed out or unheard, which is like, I mean, if you're at the hospital, you're like having birthing complications. The poor mom is literally delivering this baby. Necessary to have an advocate that is fighting for you. She helped me both emotionally and physically and stood by me. Love that. The dad's mom also helped me work through my emotions when all I wanted was my mom. She and my dad have gone no contact with me after I decided to keep the baby. I hope we get more context because that's just so insane. The dad's mom was an absolute godsend also because she's a retired nurse. She started in OB and went to the natal intensive care unit and eventually later settled into lactation before retiring. What does that mean?
Wait, go back. Can I read it?
She started in OB, went to the natal intensive care unit, and eventually later settled into lactation before retiring.
Well,
Is there a department?
OBGYN.
Yeah, it's OBGYN.
Yeah,
You put the OB in the OBGYN.
Yeah, so like that.
And then
And
natal
then-
intensive care unit.
Natal intensive care
Makes
unit.
sense.
And
Lactation.
Then, I don't know. maybe like helping mothers learn how to lactate
Yeah,
or something like that.
that's
Ah.
exactly what it is.
That makes a
Am
lot
I
of
right?
sense.
Yep.
I'm a literal.
No, Riley's lying.
darn.
I don't
Riley's
know.
literally
Why do you
completely
think I
lying
know
right
I
now.
thought you looked it up. You have a computer.
Oh, let me look that up.
Ravaging Wolf does say breastfeeding coach.
Let's go. I was right.
I am a
So-
genius
So
then.
we're all
Lactation
right.
is breastfeeding support. Okay.
Okay, so I'm a freaking genius.
There you go.
Yep, and I confirmed that.
Yeah, with literally zero backup knowledge or support, which you 1,000% did not know the answer. But gotta love it though. This is why these two are legends. The dad's mom explained things to me when we found out that my baby had respiratory problems and a single umbilical artery, and that it could have been a factor into why I went into premature labor. She stayed with the dad and I, and so she could help me with pumping since I wasn't able to produce milk, and encouraged me when I felt like such a failure for not being able to take care of my son when he needed me most. Oh my God, that breaks my heart. She drove me to and from the hospital while my son was in the natal intensive care unit because I was healing and so mentally/physically exhausted. I can imagine immediately after giving birth, you've just gone through this insane process, and then immediately, like, basically your baby is in the emergency room for babies, and you have to like be engaged in that. Oh my God.
Just the way, this is very scary, but just the way that you said the baby's in the intensive care unit for babies. I don't know why you meant that.
Sophia, this is this show with journalistic integrity.
I just think it's so funny that you had to specify. You're like the intensive care
It
unit
helps
babies.
explain for the good people at home. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
All right, this is serious. Then.
Anyways, this is so serious,
So
guys.
serious.
Okay. I really and truly believe that I didn't fall into a deep postpartum depression because she held me and helped me with each step and was always so patient with me, even when I wasn't with myself.
So this is the fiance's mother, correct?
This is OP's
baby
daddy's mama.
Gotcha, because her family kind of disowned her.
Exactly. She's like basically playing the role of honestly kind of beautiful to see.
Yeah, no, this is great.
Given the circumstance. The dad's mom would constantly remind me that nothing was our fault and no one did anything wrong. It's just that everyone is faced with hardships in life, and this was one that we would work together to get through. MVP of the millennium. MVP of the like doing, my God, what an angel.
Doing the most.
My son graduated from the natal intensive care unit and came home a month after I did. Wow, a month. That's wild. The dad's mom visited us often and helped with him since the dad and I are first-time parents. My baby daddy's father joked that he felt like she and I had the baby together and that he and the dad were both just background characters that make guest star appearances every now and then, since the dad of my baby was working so much in order to build more paid time off, and his mom wouldn't bring his dad along when she'd come to visit, since she didn't want him to disturb me and the baby with his loudness. My baby daddy's father is hard of hearing and can sometimes be unaware of his volume, so he took no offense to it. This is a very self-aware, and I like this family. I like this family. The dad's siblings and family members post a lot about our son because he was the first grandchild and the first baby in a long time. The dad's youngest cousin is 17, turning 18 this year. So it's been like 17, 18 years since they'd had a baby in the family. Somehow someone must have shared a photo or something, but pictures of us reached my family and my parents demanded I let them meet my son.
Unbelievable.
Oh, hell no.
No.
Hell no. You are disgusting.
You will never meet my son.
You are disgusting. You abandon your daughter when she's in this terrifying moment of
dealing with so many health issues. Becoming a parent when not expecting it, and you absolutely abandon her, and now you have the audacity to come back and demand you see their child? No. Somehow, the dad, the father of the child, was supportive of whatever I chose to do and said that he'd agreed to meet with them if that's something that I wanted. After thinking about it for a few days, I decided that I wanted to talk to my parents before I let them meet my son. When we meet up to talk, my parents were offended that I didn't bring my son with us. You literally said, I want nothing to do with you. Make up your mind. Decide on a decision and be decisive in said decided decision. And that's on facts.
My God. Wow. Then they said some really hurtful things, and then my dad started to question on when my baby's father was going to ask him permission for us to get married, since we didn't already have a shotgun wedding while I was pregnant. I'm sorry. Guess what? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I want to slap this dad in the face.
Slap him.
The
Slap him.
OP's dad. Wow.
Wop, wop, wop.
Wop, 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 wop. I'm going to beat him up. I was okay with them insulting me since I'd grown up with it and was used to it. But once my parents put their targets on my baby's father and his family, I became upset and decided it was time for us to leave. My parents did try to petition for legal visiting rights. Nope. Honestly, before this whole ordeal, I did not even know that grandparents' rights existed. Actually, neither did I.
We've read a couple other stories where that was brought up.
Looks like I forgot.
Yeah, where like the grandparents, like there was like a mother who was not a good mother, and so the grandparents took over.
I guess
and
that's true.
They
yeah,
used grandparents' rights
for those scenarios
legally.
where grandparents
Yeah.
are able to take over.
To get
Yes,
visitation
grandparents' rights
rights.
exist in all 50 states, but they vary. But those specific rights vary. From
Yeah, it's for
state.
visitation
That's very
rights.
interesting. Honestly, before this whole ordeal, I didn't even know there was such a thing as grandparents' rights and that existed. But we're denied because my son is still very young and because both the baby's father and I are very much on good terms, are living in the same household, and they couldn't find or prove that there was any danger to our son's well-being. My family did try to reach out to us, and plus, I mean, maybe there's no like documented proof of this, but I would say everything, there's got to be some sort of documentation, like text, calls, something of like, yo, you literally, as soon as I was pregnant, you like said you're out of the family. That right there should be grounds like, no, if they don't want you in their life, then be gone. My family did try to reach out to us and claim that they were horrible people for denying my parents their grandchild. You have literally no right whatsoever. Shut the F up. But no one ever seemed to be able to make a peep when my baby daddy's family would defend us and point out that my family had been the one to disown me and that no one cared to see if I was okay until after I had the baby and everything was handled. My baby daddy's mom and my mom got into a verbal, almost physical altercation. See, baby daddy's mom is a ride or die. She's like,
Ride or die.
what's up? What's up? I don't just deliver babies. I deliver these hands.
What?
Rated E for everyone. Wop, 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 wop. They got into a verbal, almost physical altercation after my mom had made false reports to CPS and called the police to do multiple welfare checks on us. My God. My mom was given a warning by the police for harassing us after one specific incident where she threw a tantrum and caused a scene when police found nothing wrong in the welfare check and refused to listen to her demands to have my son temporarily taken away from us and put in her custody for his safety. The baby daddy and I currently have restraining orders pending against my parents and certain family members. Hell yes. One of the reasons I decided to update is because about 2 months ago, a friend of the baby daddy's asked him out to have some drinks, and they ran into his ex-fiance. I literally completely forgot all about the whole like cheating, like quad.
Yeah, oh my God, that's going on. Yeah.
Right?
Oh no.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
This is crazy. So they ran. So basically, the baby daddy was out having some drinks, and they ran into his ex-fiance, who later messaged him, tell him that she regretted the way that they ended, and how she was very hurt when she heard they had a baby together. Literally,
Freaking bad.
literally F you. Oh my God. There's never been so many people that I want to say F you to in a story that I can remember.
Too
My
freaking
God.
bad.
Especially with it being so soon after their relationship. Baby daddy wouldn't talk to me about how he felt, and when I asked him, he just brushed me off or switched the conversation onto a topic about our son that he knew. I noticed that my baby daddy was pulling away from me and how our relationship became a bit more awkward and strained after their run-in in her message, because I know he still has feelings for her, and I am afraid.
Put him with the ex. Put him with the ex.
Sorry, OP. This
is
worm-
OP's over here. Those are the two cheaters.
Who?
You have the two cheaters. I don't know which one you picked. It doesn't matter. Pick one.
Blue
There you
is cheater girl. Yellow is cheater guy.
Ta-da! I did it. They're gonna fall in 5 seconds. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I also noticed that the drama with my family has made my baby daddy and his family less patient with me and my son.
Oh no.
During Mother's Day, I overheard a few of his family members making comments to my baby daddy about me being at their family barbecue since I was just my son's mom and not really part of the family.
No.
Baby daddy just shrugged and said I didn't have anyone else to spend the day with. Oh, man. With how tense things have been, I have been thinking about moving out and back into my place. So they're still living together. I didn't realize that. Which I could see. I mean, it kind of sucks because it could drive them further apart. But maybe now that the dust has settled and they have a rhythm of baby care, maybe living separately and having their own space could possibly be good. I don't know. I stayed with the baby daddy at his place after I gave birth, but now that our son is slightly older and I am healed, I want to give the baby daddy back some space so he can start dating again if he wants to, and to give him back some more bachelor time when I have our son. I want to find a way to approach me moving out and us making a co-parenting plan without making things more awkward or possibly ruining the relationship that I have with the baby daddy and his parents. I don't want them to feel like I'm not grateful or anything, but I do want to go back to work and get my life back on track so I can provide for my portion of needs for my son and not want to depend on his family for more than what's appropriate. We have two quick relevant comments we'll close out with. Candid Quail says, be honest and tell him exactly what you said here. Honestly, great advice.
Yeah.
That it's time for you to start your life back on track and also give him his life back. That you will always be co-parents and how special and important his parents are to you and your son. Tell him that you want a healthy relationship with him as your son's father and wish him the best as he would for you. Just be honest and find your new normal. I honestly think that is actually fantastic advice. Dear Parsnip says, I think he will most likely appreciate you moving out and things getting back to a co-parenting situation. I don't think he will take offense or feel you are ungrateful. At the end of the day, you are doing it to benefit him and his family. Your son is lucky to have two parents who love him and who have a mutually respectful relationship. Sophia, where do we start? I mean,
where do we start?
Okay, let's kind of quickly go through the biggest, most important things. So the beginning of this story was this like cheating triad and hooking up and everywhere. Both people being cheated on, OP and the baby daddy. OP and the baby daddy honestly should have left them a lot quicker. And gotten 100%. Out and worked on themselves. I mean, it seems I'm glad. It seems like, you know, OP's like, yes, I am solid in my decision of becoming a mom. The baby daddy is here, providing for his child, being a good present father. That is working out. But I think they would have been just in general a lot better off had they let go of their cheating exes and just moved on and invested in themselves sooner.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much the gist of, I think, what needs to be said there. As far as moving forward, I think that let me actually shout out this user again, because they really did give some pretty good advice. I think
talk to the baby daddy.
Talk to him. Candid Quail. I think literally everything that OP expressed, like very raw and honestly, just literally repeat that back to a baby daddy and say, hey, I just wanted to share everything I've been thinking that's been like going on in my head, and just kind of like lay it all out there and kind of have a conversation on how to move forward and see what you want and all that. I think given how he has been involved, I think he'll probably be pretty understanding, and honestly probably maybe grateful for the space back, possibly. Mm-hmm. And I think they'll be able to come up with a pretty good, like this. This is like phase 2 of their co-parenting plan, whereas like phase 1 was like pre-birth. There was like all these complications. They lived together to like figure out the health problems together. OP was obviously the person going through all of these pregnancy challenges, so she was kind of shouldering that weight. Baby daddy was like, hey, let me, live with. It sounded like he was also financially providing for her, mm-hmm. and like having her stay, which like fantastic. I think I'm proud of the both of them. I'm proud of the baby daddy for coming together and like, trying to like do what he can.
Husband keeps suggesting that our son isn't his, but he is. What do I do? So Effective Stress 9076 says, my husband is mixed, black father and white mother. I'm white, and we have 2 beautiful children. They look completely different, and everyone always comments on how different their complexion is. Our oldest has beautiful caramel skin with brown eyes and is almost as dark as my husband. Our second is white with a hint of a yellow undertone and will have either green or hazel eyes.
I think baby's eyes
Or
can
blue,
change.
yeah. But
yeah.
I didn't think, okay. I didn't think this was a baby.
Or childhood, maybe. I feel like I've heard something about baby childhood.
Maybe something like that. He looks yellowish in person, but in pictures is very white. His face is also much lighter than his body. Our son is 6 months old. Okay, that makes sense. For the first 2 to 3 months, our son was darker and my husband was happy. But he began to get lighter as the months went on. His eyes also changed from a very dark gray to blue-gray on the outside with brown in the middle. He was born with very dark hair and now has blonde hair. Does he have
no,
some sort of form of albinism?
Possibly. But these things can just change drastically. By the way, fun fact for you all, every single man in my family born with blonde hair, by the time they're my age, their hair is all jet black. It goes from brown to black in every single man in my family, except for me and one of my cousins.
I've heard getting blonde to going like much darker, but I haven't heard the opposite way.
I could be wrong, but I think I like genetics are all over the place.
I'm blanking on the word, but when you lose like pigmentation in your skin, what's it called?
There's alopecia, but no, that's not.
That's hair loss. Alopecia. What's it called?
Oh my
I'm blanking on the word. When you lose, like you have
you lose the
certain
pigmentation.
Areas.
Yeah, I know exact.
I'm literally
blanking.
having a brain
please help
fart.
us out.
Someone tell me.
I inherited your brain fart. I can't.
I gave
think
you
of
my
what
brain
it is
fart
right now. Vitiligo.
Thank you. That is the word I was looking for.
Thank you.
I and my entire family have green/blue eyes. My hair is now dark brown, but it was blonde for the first 8 years of my life. Yeah, I mean, I had very blonde hair before.
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is blonde with hazel eyes. When the baby began to appear lighter, my husband asked for a paternity test due to his friends and coworkers always bringing up how light our second child is. But
genetics, biology. It happens.
Also, he came out and you were happy, and now he's changing. Wait, what? I obliged because I know that my husband would have let the wound fester and hold resentment towards me and the baby, as he's had multiple friends have women cheat. He's also been cheated on and gets weird about things like that. The paternity test was an oral DNA swab, and I did not touch any portion of it because I didn't want him to come back and say it was because I did something. The only thing I did was place it in the mail with him watching me. The results showed that he is the father.
Boom.
So it should be done there, right, John? It should be, there should be no more questions.
This should literally be the end of the story.
Yeah. But it's not.
Please.
We did the test when the baby was 4 months old. He hadn't really brought it up, but I can tell that how light our son is really bothers him. Tonight, he started saying that he didn't think the baby was his and that he wasn't the father.
I think he just doesn't want to be a dad anymore.
Have
proof.
Science.
Proof.
You literally have
oh God. Our oldest heard and said, "Yes, you are our daddy."
Oh no. Oh my God.
He mentioned it multiple times throughout the night. He said that he won't be a father to him because he's not a black child. And that about broke me. Baby boy deserves the world, and I want to make sure his dad is active in his life. We haven't had issues with trust prior to this, and I have not done anything to warrant this. I love him, and he's an amazing father to our oldest. He does play with the baby and will care for him, but he always makes little comments about who his dad might be. I'm worried that these comments will affect our oldest and the little one on a subconscious level. They also hurt me. Obviously, he's accusing you of cheating on him.
Yes.
I have encouraged him to go get another paternity test done via blood draw if he really felt that our son was not his. I guess I need advice on how to deal with this. And that, unfortunately, is the end of the story.
Question. did we not see any of these?
I think we
Before-
saw a lot of these.
Well. I'm
So
talking
what
like
happened to this flag?
pre. So Riley, can we get a zoom in on that flag right there? It's just looking absolutely. I saw Sam picking it apart earlier as like a little what do you call it? Like a freaking little widget. Thank you, fidget. There we go. That's it. Close enough.
Fidget.
Sophia always correcting us as per usual.
I've done it too.
But anyways, on to the real question here of JC, can we get a divorce chant? A
Divorce.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point, like, and I'm saying
Yeah, you have
red flags, like before they had kids in their previous parts of their relationship, did nothing pop up before? One thing I will say is, if he has been like cheated on a ton of times, has all these people in his life that have had this happen to him, that is not an excuse. I do feel for him for the times he has been cheated on, and that's like not fun. And I know that can probably hard, like going into new relationships and like learning to trust again and things of that nature. But bro, you literally, like, first off, it is when you accuse the mother of your children of having a child with someone else, that is a nuclear bomb of an accusation, because you're implying she not only cheated, not only got pregnant, hid it from you, and is like coercing you.
It is like bribing the DNA test people.
Yeah, bribing the DNA test, you coercing you into raising a child that is not yours. It is like, by making that accusation, you're making like actually like 10 accusations in one. And so you really, really have to be like super sure, and like you got to pick up a freaking biology textbook. Like you
read.
You have to. You know what? If you have a suspicion, all right, do the research on your own before you bring a earth-shattering accusation to this poor innocent woman who is just trying to mother her children.
Doubly so, poor innocent baby.
And the poor innocent babies who overheard you. Bro, okay. So I
divorce.
I wonder if divorce. I wonder if there had to have been some sort of red flags before. We don't know. That's the end of the story. But I mean, what matters, what's important is, the future.
Leave.
I think OP should
get out of there,
divorce, and then have to say like, hey, here's, if I'm worried now that the dad is going to not treat the kid as his own. Yeah. For whatever, and not treat the kid well.
The fact that he's saying stuff, making these comments around both children is absolutely unacceptable.
Insane.
My girlfriend caught me in my roommate's bed. Am I the a-hole?
I don't think you should have been there.
So my girlfriend Celine, 20 female, and I, 21 male, have been dating for about 7 months now. But I had feelings for her for like 3 years beforehand.
Wow.
That is awkward. How does it feel to have feelings for me while living together?
I try to hide it, but day to day, it's a day by day thing.
Yeah, I feel especially when he grabs my ass.
Yeah, I like try to show like, hey, I really want this, but also like, this is a joke.
Yeah.
It's a fine line.
Yeah, it's a fine line. I have also been sharing a flat with 2 other girls and 1 guy. One of the girls is Kaya, and we're pretty good friends.
I did not see. Did you see this? Platonic? Did not see platonic there.
Yeah.
Let's check it. Yeah, there's no platonic. Pretty good friends.
Well, you don't have to say platonic friends. It's implied that it's platonic.
Would help.
Platonic friends is platonic. Anyway, well, I guess maybe Celine was a friend initially. I mean, they had feelings for 3 years beforehand. Anyway, as it so happens, Celine's ex cheated on her with Kaya. Kaya hadn't known they were together at the time. So when I first brought Celine over to my place earlier into our relationship, she told me about what had happened. So the girl that stole your last boyfriend is living with your current boyfriend.
This is messy. Oh my gosh.
I realized then that it would be messy. And I asked Celine if this was a deal breaker for her, but she said she wasn't sure as she was aware that Kaya didn't realize she was facilitating cheating. The next day, Celine said she thought it over and had no resentment towards Kaya, but was insecure about herself and felt uneasy that we lived in the same house. I understand. We agreed to continue with the relationship and set our boundaries. One of them was that Kaya and I won't sleep over in each other's rooms anymore.
Anymore?
We used to have movie nights on Fridays. We have movie nights.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd fall asleep in her room during movie nights. Everything was platonic. There you go, Riley. And I told Celine about this.
But like, we have movie nights where we don't sleep over in each other's rooms.
Well, that's because...
There's only one spot on the couch. Have you slept on the couch with someone?
Yeah.
I haven't.
All the time. Christian and I fall asleep on the couch all the time.
Yeah, but like, you go back to your rooms. You don't like stay there all night.
Yeah, but like, it's just when I wake up. I don't know. I mean, I think like maybe if like there were TVs in everyone's room, we would go there. It was the only places for TVs. We had the living room where we watch stuff.
Yeah, true.
Anyway, let's move to the present time where our relationship is like a fairy tale. Being with Celine is pretty awesome, but my exams are coming up soon, and because I'm horribly underprepared, I needed to lock in. So I told Celine I would have to be a bit selfish and wouldn't be able to spend time with her or have much communication till they're done. So for the past 3 weeks, my life has been wake up, spend the entire day/night at the library, then come home to sleep for like 5 to 6 hours, then go study again.
3 weeks.
That is rough. It's a horrible routine and I feel like a zombie, but I have too much content to catch up on and not enough time. I must also admit that I've not been in contact with Celine all that often. We only talked twice on FaceTime and texted very little. She tried initiating, but I had my phone shut off while studying and only replied when I left the library. Man's focused.
Oh my God. I get that.
He's focused.
But 3 weeks? At least take like an afternoon.
I
and,
mean,
like spend time with your girlfriend.
Yeah, ideally. But man needs to lock in. I understand. Like during like engineering stuff, I was pretty locked in.
For 3 weeks?
For finals, maybe, yeah. Maybe not as locked in, but
oh my God.
He's trying to lock in, you know?
This is crazy. Okay.
On her second call, she said she felt neglected, understandable, and it was really starting to get to her and she wanted to spend some time together. I apologized, told her I missed her too, and that she'd come over to spend the night. But she came about an hour later than she was supposed to, and I fell asleep by then. She still stayed the night, but the next morning I felt that she was upset. I fell asleep. Then I got really sick 3 days ago because OP burning the candle at both ends. I threw up at the library and asked Kaya to come pick me up. My other roommates are out of town and Celine would have taken too long to get there. When I got into bed, I threw up all over my sheets. At this point, my memory of what happens is foggy. I was very drowsy, not thinking straight. But I see you in the comments, you see what's going on. Rather than cleaning up and setting new sheets, I texted Celine I was very sick and had vomited over my bed and asked if I could sleep over at hers. I got no reply. So I went downstairs and I slept on the couch. When I woke up the next morning, I was asleep on Kaya's bed, shirtless. I had no clue how I got there.
What?
But Celine came to check up on me and walked in on me like this.
No.
She yelled, "How could you?" And before I had a chance to say anything, she left.
Oh my gosh.
There is more to this story really quick, but
Celine's got to start playing some defense, dude. Kyle's like 2-0 on you. You got to start playing some defense.
I don't think OP first of all, I don't think OP cheated.
Doesn't sound like it.
And second, like he has no memory, so.
Can you be that sick where you have no idea what's happening?
I mean, I've been pretty delirious while sick.
Wow.
But yeah, I don't think anything happened. I think what happened is like Kaya just like, hey, you can use my bed.
Still,
but
like, can you blame Celine for feeling this way?
Not a good look.
Not a good look.
Definitely not a good look. And I can imagine being like so hurt and just not even wanting to hear an excuse.
Yeah, because like it does not help that the past 3 weeks, no contact, feeling neglected, walking in. Yeah, no, dude.
Yeah, like it kind of like it would add up, you know?
This is not.
It would add up.
Oh.
Kaya told me that when she saw me asleep on the couch, she offered to let me sleep on her bed instead. I have no recollection of this. I probably took my shirt off because I felt hot at some point during the night. She also said she slept on the couch and we didn't share the bed. I've been trying to reach out to Celine, but she blocked my number, WhatsApp, Insta. We have 2 mutual friends, but they both haven't replied to any of my texts. My fever died down yesterday, so I went to Celine's to clarify the situation. But her roommate said she wasn't going to talk and made me leave. The whole situation just feels so horrible. What do you even do at this point? The whole situation just feels so horrible. I love the relationship that I have/had with Celine, and the fact that it's probably over makes me feel so distraught. I also reflected over how I've been recently, and I realized that a lot of the blame goes on me. My exams aren't a reason to completely shut myself out of a relationship, and I need to work on being able to juggle life and studies at the same time. Other than her finding me asleep on Kaya's bed, she probably had a lot of animosity and upset amalgamating over the last 3 weeks of me not being in contact. It's painful knowing I made a very unnecessary decision, and had I put in more effort, it wouldn't have cost me a great person out of my life.
The thing that sucks is he has no proof to show this at all.
Well, he texted her that he was sick.
Yeah.
And he texted her like, hey, can I go over to your place because I feel sick? So like there's like, I feel like there's a little bit there that he could maybe work with and be like, hey, like,
yeah,
how would I wanted to go to your place because I was sick and I told you I threw up on the sheets, you know?
Yeah, I just think it's a sucky situation all the way around.
And I think that goes to show, like, even when you're locked in on something, still, if you're with someone, you should still give. You need to check in. You need to water the relationship.
You need to prioritize it somewhat.
Yeah. If it means something to you, if it's important to you, you got to show that it's important to you, as important as your studies.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not necessarily about time spent. It's about quality time. So it's like even like 15, 30 minutes, an hour of just time spent with a significant other, I think, and if it's really quality, intentional time, I think can mean a lot.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to mean like a whole big date or something.
He just FaceTimed twice and little texting in between within the span of 3 weeks.
I think it was more than that.
That's what he said, though. He said only twice and a few texts over 3 weeks. I don't like, and plus, I don't know what he's studying.
Wait, yeah, we only talked twice on FaceTime and texted very little over 3 weeks. That's actually crazy.
Like, what are you doing on Saturday nights and Friday nights?
Studying.
Just studying?
I mean, dude.
I do remember school being really rough.
But, bro, like, I don't know what course, but in engineering, you're studying 24/7. One class took me, it was like 50 hours a week. Just one class.
What the heck?
My computer science class. Like, UCLA engineering is so hard.
Oh my.
It was tough, especially if you're not like a genius. Like,
oh yeah.
Like I was struggling.
You're very smart.
Not engineering.
Not engineering. Oh, and you're
like I could do it. But it took me a while.
There's a lot of like TikTok videos about communication majors, and they're like, I have to go submit a conversation at midnight.
Hello, bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what would you tell OP to do?
Oh, dude. I don't think he can do. He did what I would have told him to do, like go to her place, try to contact her.
I would have left a letter.
Flowers.
Sorry for looking like I'm cheating. That's just so unfortunate.
It does not help Kaya and Celine's past.
Oh no.
That was going to catch up to him at some point.
Yeah. I mean, like, she can say she's fine with it, but the person that stole her last boyfriend being there again, yeah, no way. No way.
Red flags.
Red flag for sure. But you know what's a green flag?
Wait, one more second. Doesn't he have Instagram? How could she not know that Celine's ex was in a relationship?
The ex hooked up with Kaya.
Just once?
Like she cheated on Kaya.
It was just
once.
Or
he cheated on Kaya. I don't know how many times, but he cheated on Kaya. Or he cheated with Celine on Kaya. And so Kaya probably wouldn't have shown up in any of their...
Do you think Kaya would have done some research of like the ex-BF's like Insta and like found the girlfriend or anything?
I mean, if you meet at like a bar or something and you're just like hanging out, it could have been, you're not necessarily doing research.
I thought they saw each other.
Or if you're just exchanging numbers and you don't have like a last name or something.
Okay, yeah. All right, there's nothing he could do. I was seeing if there was a workaround. Yeah, no.
Yeah, pretty rough, dude. But, is not a red flag and a complete green flag.
What's that, Sam?
Subscribing.
What are you doing?
If you haven't subscribed, freaking subscribe already.
Today's the day.
Today's the day. Let's do it. And today is also the day for this next story. Am I the a-hole for not cooking for my husband's friend?
He doesn't need to eat.
So I, 24 female, got off work a bit ago. My husband, 24 male, had some friends over playing card games for the evening, and I knew that before I got home.
24 mil.
What?
Like, I feel like the key word of this is 24 mil.
What's the key word? What do you mean?
That his age. Like, put a pin in the age.
Like, it's going to be important later?
Husband and wife, 24, young, very young.
Yes, they're young. Yes, they are young. Yeah. That is true.
I feel like that's a key point.
That's like you, baby.
Yeah, I know. Like, imagine me being married right now. Crazy.
I came home and saw they had ordered pizza, and I don't overly like that pizza brand. Domino's is nasty, in my opinion. So I said hi to everyone and started making a frozen ramen. Now, my frozen ramen are from a local place and are delicious and not very cheap, but they are my favorite lazy meal. So I was standing at the stove making my ramen, and one of my husband's friend, Brian, fake name, started saying, "Smelled so good." I replied that yes, it is delicious and he should try them sometime, but they are pricey, about 16 Canadian each.
Ooh.
As it kept cooking, he just kept saying things like, "Man, that smells so good. And I'd kill for some ramen right now," and such. I just eventually told him that they run a special of buy 10, get 1 free. As I said, they're fancy ramen and very filling. He then said, "Oh, so you have more? Could you cook me one?"
Come on.
Honestly, I was put off by that. I had just worked for 8 hours and I told him they aren't cheap. I said, "No, they're kind of my thing. I really recommend trying them out though," which, great deflection.
Yeah. And plus he has pizza.
Yeah, you have pizza. He clearly got a bit angry and stopped their game at this point. He said, "Well, it's kind of unfair. You're making one for yourself, then not making one for a guest. You should just have pizza." What
he said that?
He said that.
In her home?
To the hosts. Like, yeah, in her home.
Oh my gosh.
To be fair, I don't know if you need to be fair. At this point, my husband and the other guy stepped in and told Brian to chill out. My husband also told Brian that it was my food and I don't like pizza. It was pretty awkward, and once my ramen was heated, I took it to my desk in the other room and started typing this out. I was admittedly eavesdropping, and I heard Brian leave shortly after I came to my desk.
Honestly, green flag on the husband.
Green flag on the husband for calling Brian out, yeah. But also red flag for having a friend like Brian in the first place. I'm really wondering if I should have just made him ramen, because I feel the atmosphere of my husband's group might have been ruined because of me. So am I the a-hole for not cooking for my husband's friend? And there are updates, relevant comments, but is OP the a-hole, Riley? What do you think?
No. You got off work at 8 hours. This guy's at your house. You didn't even know he was there.
Yeah.
And cooking food for yourself.
All right, first of all, if like how the whole thing works is a host offers if they want to. Yeah. But she isn't hosting these people. The husband is. And he got pizza for them. It is not her responsibility to feed anyone.
No, not at all.
And also, if you're a guest, you don't demand to be fed. That's whack.
That smells so good. And it's ramen. I mean, if it was, I'm trying to think of some shareable food, but I don't think there is any shareable food that would be justified. You have pizza, dude.
Yeah, Brian's stinky man. But what do you think? Is Brian the a-hole? Is OP the a-hole? Put your answers in the comments below. I'd love to know. But there are some updates and some relevant comments.
I will add, I wish OP used a different name, because every Brian I know would not do this.
Yeah, the Brians in our lives are good people.
I'd say it. Tyler's. I could see a Tyler doing this.
And I have seen it. Tyler's, watch out. Small update. The rest of the friends left, and husband came to talk to me. He apologized for Brian's behavior and explained, husband, and explained that after I left, husband asked Brian what his problem was. Brian said, "Whatever. Let's just get back to the game." They all sat in discomfort for about 5 minutes. Then Brian just got up and left. The rest of the gang finished the game, then they went home. According to husband, the group agreed that Brian was acting weird and rude. One of the guys volunteered to check on him tomorrow and tell him to apologize to us. So we'll update on that tomorrow, I guess. So I guess we're going to get some tea on Brian. Why is he feeling like this? Is he dealing with a divorce? Is he, maybe caught up in some fraud? Maybe he owes a gang member money. It could be a million things.
And ramen just was the last straw.
Ramen was the only thing that would make him feel better. But there is an update, but first we'll get to the relevant comments. Death to all ants says, not the a-hole. Brian should have written down the name of the store/brand and flavor on a memo so he could buy it later. This might be pushing it, but at most he could have asked for one bite on a small plate so he could at least taste test it before committing to buying 10 portions of an expensive ramen. I've never heard of frozen ramen. What the F? And OP responds, the store is a ramen restaurant and they simply sell their fancy homemade ramen as frozen for a few bucks cheaper. It is just noodles, meat, spicy chicken in my case, broth, and some veggies. Honestly, I could make it home, but I'm lazy. But I'm really relieved to see people saying I'm not the a-hole. I was getting really into my own head as I was sitting here, so that's for the judgment. Now, the update. And this is recently.
Also,
Hi, all.
the friend group is green flags.
Yeah, W friend group too, besides Brian. Hi, all. I was very overwhelmed with responses to the posts. I was honestly just working myself up last night and needed to vent somewhere. I didn't really expect such a response. Thank you all for judgments. It was helpful. Anyways, to the update. Sorry it took the whole day. A lot happened. The other friend that went to check on Brian, Sam, let's go, W friend, again, fake name, tried calling him in the morning and didn't get a reply. Eventually, Sam went to Brian's place and asked to talk. Sam said it basically went down as him saying, you were being weird as heck with me. What was that? I just didn't want Domino's and you guys didn't listen to me. I wanted other food. Sam and my husband also say that when the group was discussing food and one of them said, just get Domino's, Brian didn't say an objection. Sam then told them along the lines of, okay, well, you need to apologize to husband and I. Brian then said, yeah, I'll apologize to husband.
Yes, to husband.
Most of you readers will pick up what Sam picked up on. Brian didn't want to apologize to me. Sam told him he mostly needed to apologize to me. It was me he spoke to and he was rude to. Brian told him he'll think about it and asked Sam to leave. Sam then came over and told us the conversation and started writing the update for you guys. As I started writing, Brian called husband. He was talking very rushed and I could hear him almost a room away. Yeah, I'm sorry for last night. I don't think I want to attend game nights at your house though. I don't get along with OP, me. Husband started getting kind of heated at that point because Brian was talking very rapidly, like in a panic almost. The argument kind of dissolved into a lot of what the comments brought up. My husband asking him what his problem was. Is he just that misogynistic? Why was he acting this way and such? Husband said that Brian didn't really make sense during the talk, making weird comments about other significant others of the guys. Some of them are gay or poly, talking about the guys not sharing their time. And they, I assume he was talking about me and the other partners, always ruin the energy and I can never enjoy the time with everyone. Husband was a bit too angry to ask more and just told him to get himself sorted out and not to come over again. So Brian's getting kicked out. The other guys are more concerned and think Brian is having a manic episode, which sounds more true. I mean, he can still be a dick when he's manic, but it sounds like, the manic episode is the opposite of depressive episode, basically. It's like when someone is super excitable and over the top, and like usually there's visions of like grandiosity and stuff. Look up manic episode. You can define it. I'm probably not getting the exact definition.
No. I didn't know it was that. I thought they were just going insane.
It's a specific type of thing. Yeah, it's a symptom of bipolar disorder. Feeling extremely high-spirited, irritable, or upbeat. And also exhibited by talking faster.
Interesting. And you could say it was a little bipolar the way he reacted to that at the game night. You could argue.
We could see. The other guys were more concerned and think Brian is having a manic episode or is getting into Andrew Tate's. It's one or the other, as Brian is the last single one of the group. My husband kind of doesn't care, though, and told them not to involve him in Brian's issues. For me, I kind of don't know what to make of it. I feel bad for my husband because he's very stressed after it all. This isn't the only friend group that he has. but he has known these guys for many years. I think most commenters clocked it correctly. He is misogynistic and was just angry at my existence. Yeah, sounds like it. I doubt there will be another update. Husband wants to step away from the whole situation. So thank you all again. And we got 2 more little updates. So as of now, there's an update. I also kind of hope there won't be. The friend group tried to get husband involved in whatever intervention they planned for Brian, but he said he didn't want to be involved. They respected that and haven't told him further updates. They still play video games together, but husband is mostly hanging out with other friends now. And finally, about the frozen ramen, spicy broth, handmade noodles, bean sprouts, green onions, and mushrooms. Then just a protein. I pretty much always get chicken, but they do salmon and pork. I was surprised going through the comments a few days later, seeing so many people wanting the ramen. And that is where that story ends. So another misogynist, I guess, hopefully gets his crap worked out.
Another misogynist
caught in 4K on OKOP.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've seen that like with other gaming groups where they'll have it at significant others' houses and there will be like one guy that's single and just feels threatened by the presence of a significant other because they don't have that in their life and they feel like maybe they're competing for attention with the friend group, with like between them, like their friend group and their significant others, their friends' significant others rather.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Oh, you could? That's fucked up, rather.
Well, I mean, not that point of view, but I could see that in friend groups because if they're spending all their free time just playing video games and not being social, because when they play video games with other guys, you
can be social, and they're playing card games, so you can be social during that. But like,
yeah, I've just read a lot of stories on here about guys that like play a lot of video games and like the people they become into.
I don't know if it's a product of video games. I think it's more of a product of like being the only single guy in a group full of people with girlfriends. I don't know. But also, there are probably a lot of gamers that are incel too, and Andrew Tatey.
Yeah. Whack though.
Whack! But you know it's whack? Subscribing. Freaking subscribe. That's not whack. Go subscribe.
Go ahead.
But if you love us, make sure to subscribe.
And we love you.
And see you tomorrow.